off to the deep back, bounces it outside, still on the street, break one tackle, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Jacob Wetzel, 30-yard touchdown run. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Wait a minute. He's got a man open. Hits him. 20-yard, 30-yard, still on his feet. 40, and he will score all the way down. Call that a 65-yard touchdown of the Kentucky Cougars. Funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Lay under center. Brusha in the backfield with Butler. Lay goes Brusha. No, keeps it on the field. Gets it down. Lancers. Right leg has it on his hip after breaking into the fullback's belly. Went to the cone, dove. Touchdown, right leg on the keeper. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Wait a minute. Before we leave, let me tell you a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said, uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland. This is Cool 1450 WTHU, and we're bringing you the 3A state final, the best of Frederick County High School football, between the Franklin Indians from Baltimore County, 3A North champions, against the Linganore Lancers, the 3A West champions. The Indians advanced by beating Huntingtown in the state semifinals, and the Lancers advanced by beating the
Cougars last week at home.
That's right. I'm sorry about that. Chesapeake Cougars last week at Linganore. This is the Lancers' attempt at the defense of the 3A title, as they won last year here against Milford Mill, who also represented 3A North last year. And the captains are about ready to come to the field for the coin toss. For the Lancers, it's Joey Bromley, Michael Bromley, Ryan Lay, and Jackson Ambush. For the Indians, it's their two Division I recruits, number 7, Jay Thompson, number 25, Elijah Solomon, their quarterback, number 11, Vernon Brooks III, and number 58, Isaiah Lewis.
Yeah, and interesting, the captains. I'm proud of these guys. I coached them all as freshmen. This is the last freshman team that I coached. These captains are great kids. If you read the article in the Frederick News Post today, these captains are great kids. If you read the article in the Frederick News Post today, Linganore stays so successful year in and year out. And it's the enthusiasm and the caring of Coach Rick Connor. He cares more about the kids than he does himself. And he told the kids today, I've won state championships. This is for you. I want this one for you. And every one of those kids have run through a brick wall for Coach Connor.
And if you hadn't have a chance to look at that, that article by Joe Ferraro in the Frederick News Post kind of epitomizes the program, which is the Linganore Lancer program. This is the Lancers, I believe, 11th trip to the state final, and they have won 6 championships. The Franklin Indians not far behind, though, Tom. They have won, I believe it was, they've been here 6 times, and they were back-to-back champions. And as you pointed out earlier in the broadcast, as we are starting here a little bit late, everyone, just to make sure everyone knows they haven't missed any action yet, the Indians and the Lancers squared off in 2013 at M&T Bank Stadium, and the Indians won that game. I believe it was 20-7 over the Lancers.
Yeah, and that was a battle back and forth. Franklin came in as a powerful team that year. They had a lot of talent, a lot of kids that were being looked at to the next level. And our team, Linganore, actually hung really well with them. So it'll be interesting today. I know these guys, defending state champions, they've played really well all year. The path to get here was very similar to the path to get here last year. They were dominant early in the season, and then they came up against crosstown rival Oakdale, who actually is playing for the 2A championship on Saturday. lost to them, got beat pretty badly, and now they're bouncing back. They've won every game since, just like they did last year to get to this game in this stadium. A little bit different weather conditions, so we're going to be right back.
In a moment. The Linganore Lancer Band is going to perform the national anthem. 1450 WTHU.
David Salon is a sophisticated hair salon that will pamper you in a big city atmosphere with personalized small-town service. Conveniently located in the Walkers Village Shopping Center in Walkersville, create the new year with one of our experienced, innovative stylists. David Salon will help you look and feel your absolute best. Color, waxing, facials, manicures, pedicures, and more. Men and women love David Salon. Call for an appointment today at 301-845-4050. That's 301-845-4050. Or check us out online at davidsalons.com. David's Salon is a proud sponsor of Frederick County High School athletics.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Where do you get your real-time information? News, weather, traffic, school delays, and cancellations. At Cool 1450 AM, one of our most important resources is FrederickScanner.com. Live traffic cams, weather cams, city and county resources, police, fire and rescue. Anyone living, working, or traveling in and around Frederick should bookmark FrederickScanner.com on their PC or go to their Facebook page and download the mobile app today. FrederickScanner.com. A live information window to Frederick County. For over 30 years, the McLeaf family has been bringing the tradition of home country cooking and fun to our region at the Mountain Gate Family Restaurant. Dine in at the restaurant or catering on the go. And for special events, holidays, and weddings, check out their Green Grove Gardens in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Located just off Route 15 in Thurmont, Mountain Gate Family Restaurant features a huge buffet with something for the whole family. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Mountain Gate Family Restaurant is famous for their delicious homemade cooking, their fresh desserts, and their unique gift shop. Mountain Gate Family Restaurant is not just a place to eat, but an experience. Their renowned Thursday evening gospel sings feature some of the greatest groups around. And don't forget, with Thanksgiving right around the corner, now's the time to make a reservation to enjoy the finest homestyle holiday dinner anywhere. Call 301-271-4373. That's 301-271-4373 to make your reservation today. That's Mountain Gate Family Restaurant, a Thurmont dining tradition. Stop by today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. This is Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, with Michael Betteridge as our producer, and Will Burns providing us video, bringing you the 3A state final between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. Before we get started here, the Lancers have won the toss. They've elected to defer. We'd like to recognize our sponsors that have brought Frederick County High School football to you all season long. That is Ace Hardware of Mount Airy, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, the Center of Life Chiropractic, DentedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mixed Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and the Woodsboro Bank. Thank you for your sponsorship. We're down on the field now. Number 5, Bennett Formulac, teeing the ball up to kick for the Lancers. And of note, Tom, the Indians have moved number 25, Solomon, their top player, going to Villanova, to that short kickoff spot where Bennett normally goes.
I noticed that myself, and he kicked it right to him, and he's going to step out of bounds.
And right away, that was a great kick by Bennett Formulac. Number 25, Solomon, fielded it, took one step, stepped on the white boundary, and so the Lancers will have the Indians starting inside their own 25 at about the 22-yard line.
Which is pitted them deeper than Linganore usually does. Linganore usually lets their opponents get started around the 35-yard line. But as you mentioned prior to the broadcast, Solomon really likes that spin move. He was too close to the sideline. He tried that spin move. His first step was out of bounds.
Okay, so it will be for the Indians. Number 11, Vernon Brown at quarterback with Solomon in the backfield with them. They run a spread. They'll have 5 linemen, sometimes bring in a tight end, but for the most part, they go with 4 receivers. Brown gets the ball, goes on a quick throw to number 5. He goes with the spin move. Jackson Ambush makes first contact, gets out to about the 30, almost 31-yard line. Number 5 on the reception is McKay Felton for the Indians.
Yeah, and Felton also went on the tackle along with number 8, Cole Mitchell. They're going to be right back to the line of scrimmage quick, up-tempo game here.
They're going with trips to the right and one receiver split far to the left. Brooks goes to Solomon. Solomon gets to the outside, gets hit by number 51, Beakey, and then gets helped by number 10, Will Coletti, but not before he gains 5 yards for Franklin Indian first down.
And again, it's a typical opening drive for the Linganore defense. I think at Linganore, they still try and feel out their opponent early on in the first drive and see how things look. I would look for them to make adjustments and come back and start to stop some of these plays.
Trips to the Y side, and this time they throw out to Solomon in the flat. Solomon gets it loose and is tackled at the 46-yard line, this time by
it was number 10, Will Coletti.
Coletti coming up from his safety spot, but about a gain of 8 for the Indians on first down. They are going up-tempo.
Shoestring tackle saved a big play there for Lincoln.
Yeah, that pass was actually complete to number 24, Speedy Morante, and not Solomon. So it's 2nd and 2 for the Indians. Brooks looking, this time throws incomplete. Pass defended by, it looks like Joey Bromley for the Lancers, intended for number 4, Sari Hopkins.
And both Bromley brothers out there. Good football players, hard-nosed guys. They got a nose for the ball, and they make big plays for this Lancer defense. But I think the key here is going to be Beakey and Keith and Mitchell up front, getting
some pressure and getting their hands in the face of the quarterback. On the jet sweep action, they go to Solomon. Solomon strung out. He's got Joey Bromley on him. He breaks free and is able to get the first down. Breaks the first tackle, hit at about the line of scrimmage, gets 3 yards for an Indian first down to their own 48-yard line.
And again, that's what the Lancers will do. That was a short yardage situation, but it's a gap control defense. Everybody has gap responsibility, and they're going to string that play out. That's why I wasn't able to cut that ball upfield.
This time it's Solomon in the backfield with Brown. Brown rolls to his right. Brown this time comes short to number 84. Number 84 is Alex Jones. That pass was defended by number 6, Colby Bannon. 2nd and 10 for the Indians.
And again, you pointed out earlier in some of the pregame prep, and looking at this team, if they roll their quarterback right, he's generally going to throw the ball. They do not design him to roll left and throw. So we can expect a pass play on that formation.
It is Jones and number 5, Felton split to the wide side to the right. They bring Reams in on jet sweep. They go to Solomon. Solomon hitting the backfield, still on his feet. Solomon gets around the edge. Joey Felton, Jackson Ambush, a host of Lancer tacklers, hit about 5 yards deep, gets back to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 3rd and 10.
Excellent effort there by the Villanova-bound Solomon. Just hard to bring down. Ambush had a good beat on him in the backfield for a loss. But again, Linganore defense, 11 hats to the ball. You saw it on that play. He was able to spin out, but he was never able to break it big, got back to the line of scrimmage.
They have 3 receivers to the wide side. Solomon in the backfield. 1 receiver to the short side. Brown looking on the slant, throws it high, intercepted by number 10, Will Coletti. Coletti goes down at about the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers, the first turnover of the game.
And that's what makes a difference in these big games in the state championship. It's going to be mistakes. It's going to boil down to mistakes, turnovers, and discipline. And if one team excels in any one of those categories, they got a great opportunity to win this football game.
All right, the Lancers, they'll take over at their own 39-yard line. It's Ryan Lay with Joey Bruce as his fullback, Davon Butler as his tailback. He's got Bennett Formulac and Joey Felton split out wide with Mason Wills as his tight end. Lay under center goes to Butler. Butler hit in the backfield. Good penetration, loss of about 1 for the Indians. They're keying on Butler, and that tackle was by number 24 and number 40. That's Robert Garrett. And he's being looked at by Towson. He has 15 sacks on the season, Tom. So we know that he can get penetration. He looks like he's coming from the defensive tackle position, and the Lancers are going to have to do something to shore that up. And Butler is coming off the field, and Xander McClure's coming in. Might be an equipment issue for Davon.
I think it is an equipment issue because their coaches are working on it right now. But right back to the line of scrimmage with McClure in the backfield.
2nd and 11 for the Lancers. 2 receivers split. This time they go to McClure. McClure has space on the left. He runs right into Jay Thompson. Thompson after a gain of about 3 hits McClure, so it's going to be 3rd and 8. Thompson, the Sacred Heart-bound defensive end linebacker, one of the leading tacklers for Franklin.
And Garrett also in on that tackle. He seems to be all over the football field early on.
Lay, 3rd and 8. Ryan Lay drops back. He's getting pressure in his face. He's going to Joey Felton. Joey Felton looking back for the ball, makes the catch. First down, Lancers at the 21-yard line. The Franklin defender never got his head around.
Never got his head around and lay a deep ball down the right sideline to his favorite receiver, Felton, sure-handed and quick. And he just dropped in the breadbasket. Excellent play there by Linganore to get in deep into the red zone now.
First and 10 Lancers on the 22-yard line of the Franklin Indians. Ryan Lay goes quickly to Davon Butler, back in the game. Butler to the 21, maybe a gain of 1. Good penetration again. 25, Solomon in on the tackle. So one of the things we'll have to watch for in this game, Tom, is that they have a lot of guys going both ways.
Yeah, we saw that last week when Linganore played Chesapeake with guys going both ways, and by this early in the second quarter, they actually had started to tire out. We'll see if that happens here tonight as well. But it looks like right now those holes are closing up rather quickly.
So the Lancers come to the line. It's we'll call it 2nd and 10. Lay, he has Bruscia as a wingback with Butler now, and he's got 3 receivers, including Santos, Felton, and Formulac. Lay keeps it himself, goes up the middle, gets to the 20-yard line, and stopped right at the 20-yard line. There was a little hole there. Not sure who was on the fill. 25, Solomon again on the tackle. He's kind of all over the place, has a nose for the ball. 3rd and 8 for the Lancers from the 20-yard line. They're probably right on the fringe of Bennett Formulac field goal range.
I'd actually look for Felton out of the slot here.
Here we go. We have Lay. He rolls to his left. Now he looks. Now he tries to run, and he gets taken down at the 22 by number 36 for the Franklin Indians. That number 36 is Montre Harris. Loss of 2. It's going to be 4th and 10, and they're going to bring in Bennett Formulac's going to drop back to try a 39-yard field goal here for Bennett. He's got the leg for it. We have to be really careful here, Tom. Franklin has blocked a ton of kicks this year, so he's got to get it up in the air. Ambush snap to Bromley. Formulac's kick is low on the line. It is off the crossbar and no good.
Well, it doesn't get any closer than that. Right down the middle, but hits the crossbar. So Linganore was able to drive into Franklin territory, but come away without any points.
And how critical was that 2-yard loss on that last play when Ryan Lay wasn't able to get it back to the line of scrimmage? Probably might have made the difference of that ball being good.
Could have been a difference. And I also thought if they there was a little confusion there, but Felton actually got open a little bit late, but he was wide open. If they had a little bit more patience, maybe they could have hit him there.
So Franklin survives the first turnover. They come with 2 backs this time, and they go to Solomon on the left. He gets forward for about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. 55 on the tackle for the Lancers. That's Dustin Keith.
And Dustin Keith is going to be one of the keys to this game. I mean, we got to get pressure on the quarterback, and we got to stop the run, right? So Keith and Beakey up front, they're going to be the key, just like they were last week.
It looks like the right side of the Franklin line has some good size. They brought in a tight end, Thompson. Watch him. They run jet sweep action with him on plays. This time they go to number 21 out of the backfield. Number 21 is Sean King. Sean King runs for about 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3. Tackled by number 43, Jackson Ambush on that play.
Yeah, Ambush bound to Albany, leading tackler on the team, heart and soul at the middle linebacker position.
All right, they have 3 split to the wide side. Solomon in the backfield, 1 to the short side. He comes on the center screen, complete to number 19, taken down ultimately by number 55, Dustin Keith, with help from Michael Bromley. Pass was complete to number 19. That is Corey Crawford Jr.
And again,
for the Indians in a first down.
Looked like the Linganore defender tried to make a play on the ball. When you try to make a play on a ball like that and it's caught, it's going to go for some good yardage. Good enough for the first down there.
This time under center is Brown. He's got Solomon in the backfield. He comes on the jet sweep action to number 4. Instead they go to Solomon up the middle. Solomon hit by Michael Bromley, taken down at the 45, but a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Indians. Jackson Ambush also in on the tackle.
And actually Cole Mitchell as well. But notice when Bromley gets in there and makes a tackle, or Ambush makes a tackle, great form, and they keep those legs driving. And that running back, Solomon, is a big guy, so they're going to have to continue to hit him all night long.
Probably the biggest back that the Lancers have faced. Probably not the fastest, but unfortunately, you're going to take contact from him. They go 3 to the short side, 1 to the wide side with Solomon in the backfield to Brown. This time he throws, ball comes out. They've ruled it an incomplete pass. Michael Bromley shot through that gap. We've seen him blitz that gap before, put the pressure on Brown, and it's being ruled an incomplete pass. The Indians are going to quickly get back to the line of scrimmage, I think.
Incomplete to his lineman because he threw it at the back of his lineman's feet just trying to get away from that pass rush, but Bromley timed that thing perfectly.
Looking at the replay, Bromley came right through the gap, and it looks like the quarterback was going for the old tuck rule. Ball was coming forward, but they ruled it incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Indians. Brown goes in the pitch.
There it is.
Pitch to Thompson, taken down by Cole Mitchell. The ball's out. It's loose. It's picked up by an Indian, but there's a loss of 10 on the play. Cole Mitchell came right down the line. We saw that in our pregame prep. We saw that when number 7 comes in at the tight end position, Jay Thompson, they like to run him on a jet sweep kind of action. He was tackled by number 8, Cole Mitchell. The ball came out, and it was recovered, I believe, by Franklin and then taken out of bounds. There's some confusion here as the officials are discussing the play. And the result of the play is the ball's definitely being marked back 8 yards. And I believe it's going to be Franklin ball 4th and about 13.
And that's good. That's good coaching, and that's good film work. They know what's coming in that situation, so they have an answer for it. And Mitchell just made a great play, chased it down. And the rest of the Lancers, like you said, 11 hats to the ball. That's when turnovers start to happen. If they can continue to attack like that.
Number 86, Simon Spaeth in to kick. Joey Felton back deep to receive for the Lancers. They'd love to get Felton in the open field. Spaeth gets a pretty nice kick away. Felton can't get near it. It bounces about the 34 and then takes an Indian bounce. It's going to go inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. So the Lancers will take over 1st and 10 from the 23. Fast-paced action here in the first quarter. This is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you this 3A state championship game with the Linganore Lancers and the Frederick Indians.
Med1 Pharmacy is the largest locally owned and operated pharmacy in Frederick County. Med1 Pharmacy has 4 locations in Brunswick, and it's both Middletown and Thornwood to provide you with convenience, experience, service, tradition, and value. Med1 Pharmacy. Check out their website at med1pharmacy.com. That's MEDONE pharmacy.com today. Or for more information, call them at 301-271-2223.
Med1 Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Frederick County Public School Athletics.
Here we are back at Navy Stadium. The teams both take the field after that quick timeout. Linganore will start at their own 23-yard line.
So the Lancers are back out. They're going to come out with their typical set. That I formation with Joey Bruscia, number 33, as a fullback. Actually, they're going to have him kind of more as a wingback. They're going to have Davon Butler next to Ryan Lay. Lay at the shotgun with Felton and Formulac. Lay gets it. He rolls to his left. He's getting pressured by Garrett. He throws deep for Felton. It's going to be over his head. Had him. They're kind of in a zone defense there. Just that number 42 it was on that play. Really applying pressure. Wayne Brooks for the Franklin Indians. He came flying around the outside, and Lay just didn't have enough time to let that play develop.
Yeah, and I think he saw him felt him bearing down and just let that ball go a little bit early, and it sailed on him and overthrew Felton.
So the Lancers 2nd and 10 from their own 23.
Felton in
the slot, Formulac out wide. Felton, they're giving Felton a huge cushion. I'm surprised that Lancers aren't just going to do a little pitch and catch. This time they go back, throwback screen for Bruscia. Bruscia catches it at the 20, taken out of bounds at the 25 by Solomon. Solomon saw that one coming, Tom, and was able to work his way through all that traffic to only allow the Lancers to get a short gain.
Yeah, that was a good play for him. He stayed home. That's the responsibility on the backside. You got to stay home and not give up that big play. So excellent discipline there by Solomon. I would also say that I would look for them to try and release Mason Wills at the tight end. They're crashing down. The best way to beat a crash down is if you just release your tight end and get a pass just beyond the linebackers.
Lancers in the I formation, Bruscia and Butler. Felton and Formulac out wide. Hard count by Lay. Lay trying to draw him offside. Good discipline by Franklin. He hands to Butler. Butler gets almost nothing. There's a flag down. They might have got a face mask on that, Tom.
Yeah, it looked to me like a face mask from up here. We'll see. We haven't gotten the call yet.
You know, for Davon Butler, so far stuff this season's been kind of easy since he's come back. For the first time, he's having to make quick decisions in the backfield. It is a face mask against Franklin. That's a 15-yard penalty, and that will result in a Lancer first down. Lancers are going to be 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
And when I talk about mistakes, I talk about turnovers and I talk about penalties. If you're gonna commit those, they could have pinned them there, and Linganore would have had to punt. Now it's first down, and they're out toward midfield.
And they had 3 guys at the ball, so it wasn't like that one guy had to make the play all by himself. Lancers looking to the sideline. They're getting the play called from upstairs from Coach Chris O'Connor down to the field. Coach Mike Rich relays the play in. They got their I formation with both receivers to the short side, Formulac and Felton. Lay on play action, getting the heat up the middle, steps up, throws incomplete for Joey Felton, threw behind him. Ryan Lay did a great job of stepping up in the pocket as he was getting a lot of heat from the outside by number 36. Number 36 is Montre Harris, but his pass was a little bit behind the speedy Felton.
Yeah, excellent awareness there, and Felton was open. If he was able to hit him in stride, that could have been a nice gain there for the Lancers.
Lancers are going kind of big here. They're bringing a second tight end. Number 81, Garrett Reese, is in along with Mason Wills. They've got their 2 receivers at the top, short side of the field, and then Brusha, the lone back, with Ryan Lay.
Mason Wills' backside would be a nice release here.
And Lay's just going to keep it and go straight up the middle, and Ryan Lay gets a nice gain of about 6 yards, going to make it a 2nd and long 3, short 4 for the Lancers. Nice little play call there, seeing that everyone's crashing up the middle. Bring a little extra muscle in and just put helmet to helmet and push forward for the Lancers.
Yeah, that's 6'5". He takes 2 strides, and he's nearly to the sticks.
3rd down, and we're going to call it 4 from the Lancer 47-yard line. Lay in the backfield once again with Brusha. He's got his 2 receivers, Felton and Formulac. Lay keeps it again. He goes up the middle. He is going to be close to the first down. They're marking him just on the other side of the 50, short by about a half a yard from what I can tell from here. Be interesting to see what Coach Rick Connor does here. I think he'll probably play field position. He may want to just leave that same package in and let them go right up the middle.
Oh, not a generous spot at all. They're marking it the Lancer side of the 50.
Yeah, that looks to me about a half a yard short of where he actually got, because he was clearly across the 50-yard line. Lancers
maybe draw him offside here.
4th and 1, right. Maybe they go with a hard count. Lay, Brusha, Butler in the backfield. Formulac, Felton. Split out wide, 1 each side. They go to Brusha right at the middle. Brusha has the first down for the Lancers. Ball comes out. They had him down. They had him rolled forward. Progress stopped at the 48-yard line of Franklin. That will be a Linganore Lancer first down. They looked like they were going for that hard count, and then they went with the quick snap and handoff to Joey Brusha. He needed 1, got 3. 1st and 10 Lancers.
And Brusha, one of those kids that came up playing quarterback, and he played quarterback on the JV team as a freshman, but a big bruiser, so he's more suited to the fullback position.
At quarterback, he'd be more like Jared Lorenzen. Lay gets the snap. He looks. He's going deep to Felton. Felton being guarded by number 31. Number 31, Xavier Coakley. He is their best cornerback, and he will go in press coverage and cover everybody man-to-man. Pass falls incomplete. That was actually intended for number 5, Bennett Formulac, and not for number 2, Joey Felton, who was actually over here on the wide side of the field and had safety help over the top. Coakley's by himself on almost every play.
Yeah, that was not a bad pass. That was actually a pretty good pass. He was just a step beyond the receiver there.
Coakley's a fairly big cornerback at about 6 feet. Now the Lancers have Brusha Butler in the I formation from the 48-yard line. Lay under center. Lay takes the snap. He's looking this time towards Felton. Now he goes down the center to Mason Wills. Mason Wills looked like he's being held. There comes the flag finally. Yeah. Mason Wills was trying to get a release. Did a little stop and go, and he was grabbed clearly at about the 25-yard line, and the flags came in late, but he was being hindered from moving forward by the Franklin defender.
And when they're crashing like that, the defense is crashing like that, if you can just release your tight end, just get beyond the linebackers, you're going to start to soften up that defense. I was looking for it a little bit earlier, but they went to it there. It ends up being a big play because of the penalty. And again, another mistake in the Franklin column there, which is one of those things that can help you lose a game that you're in.
So I could not see the call. I believe it looks like it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, so that must have meant it was a hold versus a pass interference. So a 10-yard penalty, a hold. Lancers have the ball. 1st and 10 from the Franklin 33-yard line. Second penalty against Franklin, none against the Lancers. We have approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lay under center. He's got Brusha and Butler in the backfield. Lay gets the snap. Goes to Davon Butler. Butler gets outside to the right. Number 7, Thompson, right there, along with number 43.
42 was in on the tackle there as well. And that's Wayne Brooks.
Yeah, they really did not. Davon, the play was probably designed to go a little bit off tackle. He tried to bounce it outside. That's not probably going to work very often against this Franklin defense. They do a good job of setting the edge.
They're too quick.
They have speed to go out there with you.
Yeah, and I looked at, if he just cut inside of Bruce's block, he may have had a little alley there.
Ryan Lay in the shotgun. He's got Davon Butler to his left. He's looking to pass. He steps up in the pocket, throws a little wheel pattern to Davon Butler. Completed 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Lancers! Wheel pattern to Davon Butler coming out of the backfield. Ryan Lay just laid it out. The outside linebacker. Let's see who's in coverage. Looks like it's number 18 was in coverage. He just was unable to drop deep enough to make the play. Touchdown Lancers. Lancers will come on to kick the extra point now. Number 5, Bennett Formulac will be out of the hold of number 31, Michael Bromley. Number 53, Jackson Ambush to snap the ball. It's executed well by the Lancers, and Formulac's kick is up and good. So with 1 minute and 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the score is the Linganore Lancers 7, Franklin Indians 0. This is 1450 WTHU. We'll be back in just a moment.
Gettysburg Auto Auction is looking for additional buyers for our increased car volume. So if you're in the market for a new used car, try this little auction. Gettysburg Auto Auction continues to have the highest customer satisfaction and lowest fees of any auto auction. And our exclusive bid drive-by program allows you to drive your car before you buy it. If you missed out on Gettysburg Auto Auction's Thursday night sale, stop by on Friday for our Leftover Friday sale, where any vehicle still available can be bought on the spot. Gettysburg Auto Auction is located on Route 15 at the Maryland-Pennsylvania line, the Steinway exit. For directions and a sampling of upcoming vehicles, visit GettyAuto.com. Gettysburg Auto Auction, the little auction with the new start time of 6 p.m. and looking for additional buyers to go with our
Med1 Pharmacy is the largest locally owned and operating pharmacy in Frederick County. Med1 Pharmacy has 4 locations in Brunswick, Emmitsburg, Middletown, and Thurmont to provide you with convenience, experience, service, tradition.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium here on the campus of the Naval Academy. This is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you Frederick County High School football. The Linganore Lancers just scored the opening points of the game on a about 25-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Lay to Davon Butler. Bennett Formulac made the extra point to make the score 7-0. Formulac to kick off with a minute and 50 seconds left. He goes on the ground up the middle. Bouncing ball takes a bad hop, then fielded by number 22 for Franklin. He's got some room, makes a jump cut at about the 30, gets out outside the 40. Number 22 for Franklin, that's Daniel Yarborough with a nice return. Yarborough listed as a linebacker. Ran that ball back about 22 yards. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line for Franklin.
And with the adjustment on that for the kickoff, with putting their best guy there, Solomon, I thought they were going to try and squib it down the middle. The middle's wide open. That was actually a good kick. He just made a good play on the ball, returning it.
Nice return. This time Brown is in the backfield. He goes to Solomon. Solomon gets to the 40, searching, hit by Jackson Ambush, spins away, but then he's hit by Matt Beakey. And you're not spinning away from him. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and against a team like Franklin that's really athletic like that, and against a running back that's as big as he is, Solomon, you're going to have to continue to pound him. Every time he gets the ball, you got to hit him, you got to hit him, you got to hit him, and multiple guys have to be to the ball to make that happen.
All right, so the Indians come out. They have 3 receivers to the short side, 1 to the wide side. Brown in the backfield with Solomon. He goes to Solomon. Solomon looking for space, gets through, dragging Michael Bromley for about the 47-yard line. It's going to make it a 3rd and 4 for the Indians. Solomon's a strong guy. Michael Bromley, if there's anybody that can tackle, he tackles all year long between football and wrestling, and he was being drug across the turf here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium.
You're looking at a kid who came into the game with almost 70 tackles on the season, real hard-nosed, tough kid. It surprises me how slow Solomon runs. It almost looks like he's going in slow motion.
They go with two backs. In addition to Solomon, they get him the ball. He takes a cut, gets probing out to about the 45-yard line, to midfield rather, the 50-yard line, gets 3, needed 4. It's going to be 4th and 1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Franklin coach dials up here. We were looking at a similar situation when Lancers had the ball earlier, and it looked like they were going to try and either draw Franklin offside or punt, and they ended up getting the penalty.
Number 26, Ahmed Mosley, had joined him in the backfield. The quarterback, Brown, walks off the field, but he's leaving the field because that's the end of the first quarter. And here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, at the end of the first quarter, the score is the Linganore Lancers 7, Franklin Indians 0. This is Pool 1450 WTHU. We'll be back in one moment.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Maryland did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the Maryland State Athletic Directors Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you the state 3A final from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. This is Michael Reinick along with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, and Will Burns, and we're bringing you tonight's game. It's a critical 4th and 1 from about midfield for Franklin at the end of the first quarter. They're having a discussion over there. Tom, what do you think they're going to go with here?
If I was them, I would probably go for it in this situation. What was interesting was during the timeout, the switch of quarters. This is a televised game, so there are certain commercials that need to run. Linganore already took the field, and they were sent back to huddle up again. They're not used to that in high school football.
All right, so with this, it looks like they might be going Wildcat. A Wildcat formation with Solomon in the backfield by himself. Actually, he has a lead blocker to his right. They go to, it's not Solomon, it's number 22. Number 22 gets to the 50-yard line. He's going to be short, stopped by the Lancers. Not sure who made the tackle on that play, but 1st and 10 Lancers from midfield.
I think Bromley made the tackle. He was the first guy up and out. We're going to watch this on replay, but it looked like Bromley on the tackle. The Lancers were ready for this with the Wildcat. I think they knew what was coming. Talk about being well coached and film study.
And they used Solomon as a lead blocker, and they gave the ball instead to number 22 King, and it was number 43 Jackson Ambush who made the play. Number 22 Daniel Yarbrough, who made that nice kickoff return, he was the guy who got the ball. Lancers are back out. Ryan Lay gets pressure up the middle from the side all over the place, and that's Garrett. Garrett, leading sack guy for the leading sack player for the Lancers, or for the Indians, and great play by him. Loss of 6.
15 sacks on the season coming into the game. Loss of 6. That'll dig a little bit of a hole here for Linganore.
Okay,
Probably
so
a passing situation.
Lancers
here.
are now 2nd and long from their own 42. Lay looking. He's going down to the screen pass again. Oh, Butler had a lot of room out there. Just had to catch the ball. Tried to one-hand it, unfortunately.
And again, another great way to attack a defense that's just going to come after you and run downhill. Let them get through and run the screen pass. You just got to be a little bit more accurate with the screen pass. They had it. The right side of that field was wide open. He had plenty of running room ahead of him.
All right, it's going to be 3rd and about 17 for the Lancers. They bring a third receiver. That is number 19, Santis comes into the game for the Lancers. They're leaving Butler in the backfield next to Lay. They're going to bring Felton in motion on the jet motion. They faked to him. Now he had time to throw across the middle. He was looking for Santis, and Lay just could not get rid of the ball. He's sandwiched by 55 and 38 for Franklin. 55 Camille Patterson, 38. I don't know who that was on number 38 for the Indians, but it's another big loss, and it's about 4th and 20, and Mason Wills will be back deep to kick for the Lancers. Wills gets a nice kick away, wobbling, heading to about the 28-yard line, taken by Yarbrough. Yarbrough gets up the middle, gets away from one tackler, gets away from Michael Bromley, up the sideline, pushed out of bounds by number 42, Dalton Pearl. And there's a penalty flag on the play as well at the 42-yard line. We'll see what this is.
I'd almost think it has to be against Franklin,
where the flag was thrown. Push in the back, perhaps. Yarbrough is a dangerous returner. We're waiting to get the call here from the 42-yard line. It looks like Franklin's going to be walking back. It's a hold against Franklin. That's their third penalty. So instead of having the ball at their own 42, they'll start from the 32. In the go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say again, it's a mistake thing for Franklin, and it digs them a hole every single time. They're in good field position. Now they get pushed back 10 yards. I'd also say that on offense, Linganore has to get an answer on the line. They have to figure out how to stop that penetration, or Lay's going to have a long night.
Yeah, and Ryan Lay has the ability to get the ball downfield, but has to have the opportunity to get the ball downfield. So Brown is in the backfield along with Solomon. 3 receivers to the wide side, 1 to the short side. They bring the short side receiver in jet motion, and they give him the ball. Strung out nicely by the Lancers. Dalton Pearl gets help on the corner by number 2, Joey Felton. Felton plants him at the line of scrimmage. Number 19 on the carry, that's Corey Crawford on the jet sweep. Ran laterally the whole way, never was able to turn upfield. Maybe a loss of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 11.
And again, perfect defense played there by Linganore to actually string it out, hit every gap. He didn't have anywhere to go, strung it out. And I don't think he was expecting Felton to come in from the sideline and hit him there.
When I look at the first half stats, or first quarter stats, they'd given the ball 7 times to Solomon, so they're trying to get the ball to a couple other players here. This time Brown rolls to his right, looking to throw back, goes deep to number 5. He's behind Coletti. Pass is complete. It's going to be a long touchdown for the Franklin Indians. Mike McKee Felton on the touchdown pass. Coletti just kind of lost him. Brown had enough time, laid it out there nicely. Touchdown.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things that they're wide open. They're wide open. You gotta contain on the backside. This is the Achilles heel for the Linganore Lancer defense. It's one of those things that they've got to be able to stop. They got to get pressure on the quarterback, but they got to get the coverage downfield.
That's a big play. It's about a 69-yard. Spaeth in to try the extra point. It is good for Franklin. So with 9:43 remaining in the first half, the score, Linganore Lancer 7, Franklin Indians 7. This is 1450 WTHU. We'll be back in one moment.
Daily specials are great this time of year at the Shamrock in Thurmont, like corned beef and cabbage every Monday, or prime rib every Wednesday, and for a limited time, the famous Shamrock pot roast. Other great and tasty favorites include the Shamrock's hefty fried oyster sandwiches, specially created salads, and drink specials too. Relax in the pub or dining room, and with the holidays here, buy a Shamrock gift certificate. Always appreciated. Come on by and have an amazing dining experience. That's the Shamrock on US 15 Thurmont, or online at shamrockrestaurant.com. Closed Tuesdays.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you the 3A State High School Football Championship between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. We have 9:43 remaining in the first half. The score is 7-7. Tom, that's been, as you were pointing out during the break, the Achilles heel of the Lancers has been the big play, and that one got the Franklin Indians on the board.
Yeah, they're back in the game now. Tie game with 9:43 to go here in the second. This is where Linganore loss to Oakdale in the passing game. And if they're able to make adjustments and not allow that to happen moving forward, and they get pressure on the quarterback and eliminate these big plays, that's what they need to do on defense.
Felton back deep to receive. Spaeth to kick off for Franklin. He approaches the ball slowly. The kick is away. It is down, and Felton has to pick it up at the 10-yard line, being pursued by the Indians to the 20, to about the 23, 24-yard line, where he's taken down by number 42, Wayne Brooks. And Lancers will take over there. It was a nice kick by Spaeth. He kind of looked where he had a spot, placed it out there, and was able to keep it in bounds.
A heads-up play by Felton, too, because that would have pinned the Lancers even deeper if he hadn't picked up that ball. Picture-perfect tackle by Brooks right there.
1st and 10 Lancers inside their own 25-yard line. Ryan Lay under center. Lay, Brusha, and Butler in his backfield. He's got Felton to the short side, Formulac to the wide side. Lay takes it, goes to Brusha right up the middle. Brusha gets out to over the 25-yard line. We'll call it a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 for the Lancers.
Although they didn't get down early in this game, it's reminiscent of last year when they came down here and played in the state championship against Milford Mill. They weren't able to do much on offense early in the game. They made the adjustments as the game wore on. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach O is able to make here.
Same setup, one receiver to each side. Brusha, Butler behind Lay. They go to Brusha again. Brusha this time is going to get out to about the 20 or 29-yard line. Gain of about 5, or gain of 4. We're going to call it a 3rd and 5 for the Lancers. Lancers trying to soften up that center.
Yeah, by giving it to the full, they're obviously keying on Butler. They're keying on him until he's in the screen game, and then we're just missing the passes there. But if they're keying on Butler and they can get a quick hit and maybe break a couple, soften up that defense with Brusha, that's what they're going to try and do here.
Lay with Brusha's in a wing. Butler, Lay keeps it. Lay is hit by number 7, Thompson, and number 50. Number 50 is
we had 75 Niall Barber, and you had 50 Josiah Stepney.
And he came up and hit Lay. Lay lost about a yard on the play. It was a quick keeper. Lancers are going to be forced to punt. Mason Wills back deep to punt. Good snap, good protection. Wills gets the kick away. Goes to Yarborough. Yarborough picks it up at about the 35. Going outside, there's a push on Bromley from behind. Yarborough reverses field. Coming around field. That still on his feet. Now tackled by Jackson Ambush at the 45-yard line. I don't know, Tom. I saw a couple of potential blocks in the back there, but none of them were called. Yarborough, a dangerous return man, returns it about to the Lancer 42-yard line. Approximately an 18-yard gain, but he must have run about 50 yards.
He was all over the field on that one. And Josh Wilson was one of those players that he knew he was going to be a block in the back, and I saw him pull his hands back before he made contact. But you're right. I thought I saw a couple questionable blocks out there on the return.
So Brown in the shotgun. Solomon to his right. 3 receivers left. He's looking to his left. He goes to number 3. Coakley dances back across field. Gets around the corner. Number 2, Joey Felton, tracks him down and makes the tackle 15 yards downfield. First down. That pass was complete to number 3, Josh Wilson. Wilson reversed the whole way across field. Lancers got to be ready for that cutback.
Always teach it. Cutback, counter, reverse. Backside guys got to be ready for that. This is an athletic Franklin offensive unit. You've got Wilson, you got Solomon, and they're all making spin moves. Yarborough even. They can cut back and reverse the grain.
Brown this time looks his right. Now he tucks it. Rarely run. And he was tackled for a loss by number 55. I believe that's Dustin Keith, the leading sack person for the Lancers. Back to the 25-yard line, 2nd and 11.
I feel like we haven't called his name enough tonight, and I think he's going to be one of the keys to being able to stop this offense. He's got to get pressure on the quarterback, and in running situations, they've got to be able to make something happen and blow that line off the ball.
Lancers' front line is Mitchell, Keith, Beakey, and Dalton Pearl. Brown takes the shotgun snap, drops back to his 35. He's looking for the slant across the middle, complete to number 24. Number 24, Speedy Morante makes the catch. Down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Franklin inside the Lancer 10.
And they're right back up on the football. They're going to try and get the tempo up here.
Brown in the back with Solomon behind him. This time he hands to Solomon. He gets to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Franklin.
The last thing you want to do in a situation like this, you start up 7-0, they get a score, and then they're quickly back in the end zone again. You can see the momentum has totally shifted. It's electric on the other side of the football field, and these players on the Franklin Indian squad are definitely pumped up at this point.
Solomon, that was his best run of the day. Gained 8 yards, went almost untouched. Spath to attempt the extra point with 6:33 remaining here in the second quarter.
He actually hit the hole like a traditional running back would on that play.
Spath's kick is up and good. And with 6:33 remaining here in the second quarter, the score, Franklin Indians 14, Linganore Lancers 7. This is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you Frederick County High School football. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you sick of paying bank fees just to talk to someone? Want to get out of the big banking world and be more than just an account number? Woodsboro Bank is committed to banking that truly serves the needs of their customers and Frederick County. You'll get personal small-town customer service at their 7 local offices. And with no-fee use of Woodsboro Bank's ATMs and all 32,000 all-point ATMs nationwide, you'll get big city convenience. Woodsboro Bank offers versatile checking accounts designed to accommodate your specific needs. Business owners can also appreciate the convenience and revenue-building power of Woodsboro Bank's many commercial services. Discover the many advantages of local-owned community banking.
Visit Woodsboro Bank at their new location on Frederick Road next to Mountain Gate Family Restaurant, or call them at 301-271-4944. That's 301-271-4944. Switch to Woodsboro Bank today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, where after getting the initial touchdown, the Linganore Lancers have now given up 2 to fall behind the Franklin Indians 14-7. Lancers need to get something established here. They've not been able to establish the running game at all so far, Tom.
Yeah, they're getting beat up front on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively. But keep in mind, Linganore's been here before. They've been in this situation even worse last year in this same type of game, the state championship game against Milford Mill. I look for them to have the poise to be able to generate the adjustments necessary to make a comeback.
Space kick taken by Felton at about the 17, out to the 25, to the 30. Hemmed in, taken out of bounds at the 33 by number 42, Wayne Brooks. 1st and 10 Lancers from the 33. We'll see what they can get going on here as they come back out on the field.
Well, they've tried the fullback. They've tried Butler. They're keying on Butler. The fullback wasn't able to generate enough yardage to go 3 yards, a cloud of dust, get a first down in three carries. The screen game surprisingly worked, and I think releasing the tight end could also help.
Now they're on press coverage on both sides of the field. They're kind of challenging the Lancers now to see if they can go. Butler and Bruce in the backfield with Lay. Fake. They go with a screen pass again, thrown to Davon Butler. They smelled that one out. Number 40, Garrett, was pressuring Lay. Number 25, Solomon, was right behind number 23, Davon Butler. That play was going nowhere, even if the pass was complete.
If that pass was caught, he was tackled right where he caught it anyway, and behind the line of scrimmage.
I will say, though, I think it's Mason Wills, the tight end, who's going to be open on these plays, because what you see happening is they're dropping deep for the deep receivers, and then they're letting their linebackers flood to that screen pass. You get behind the linebackers, you could go for a long distance. Lay under center, one back. Felton on the jet sweep. Felton takes the ball, gets around the edge, 30, 35, cuts outside the 40, 45, almost 45-yard line, out of bounds at, they're marking him out of bounds at the 41, so he'll actually be short of the first down, although now the referee's pointing that he got the first down. We'll see where they're going to mark this ball. They're marking it at the 42, and they're giving the Lancers the first down.
We put our laboratory coats on and told you exactly what Linganore had to do, right? But that boy right there, Yale-bound, Joey Felton, speed kills. You can give them ball in space, and he's going to make something happen.
Lay under center, goes to Butler. Butler has his first crease of the day, makes a nice spin out to about the 46, 47-yard line. He's going to be marked down, we'll call it a gain of 4.5 on the tackle for Franklin. Looks like the linebackers again.
Yeah, the linebackers, and also number 56. Austin Amati on the tackle there. I'll tell you one thing that's going to come out of this game. Both of these running backs are going to be bruised up Have to take an ice bath either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to give him 5. We're going to call it 2nd and 5. Nice first down play by the Lancers. Offense responding a little bit. They go to Butler again. Butler hits it hard. Gets hit by Thompson at the line of scrimmage. Gains maybe 1. Not sure he even gets that. We're going to call it back at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5. Number 7, Jay Thompson. He has really long arms, and he was able to reach out and get a paw on Davon Butler, and he couldn't spin away, and then his mates were there quick to help.
It's hard for me to tell. I wanted to look at the replay, but I thought if he cut it up there instead of bounced it out, he would have been in better shape.
3rd and 5, Lancers. Lay under center. Brusha, Butler. They're going to go on the reverse to Felton. Felton get penetration in the backfield by number 22. Felton trying to come upfield. He's hit after a short gain.
Yeah, perfect open field tackle by Joshua Wilson on the play.
And Yarborough was in the backfield that forced Felton to go 5 yards further back on that play. So the Lancers are going to be forced to punt with 4:50 remaining here in the first half. Mason Wills in for his 3rd punt of the game. Lancers have to be careful. They got pretty close to him. Yarborough back deep to receive. Lancers are in kind of a max protect here.
I'd kick it away.
Gets to Wills. Wills gets it high towards the sideline. This time Yarborough calls for a fair catch. He fumbles the ball and is taken down inside the 10-yard line by number 43, Jackson Ambush.
Ambush, the first guy down there. I think he's the long snapper as well. Gets down there untouched. Excellent open field tackle there to pin Franklin deep in their own territory.
Nice punt by Wills, too. He got the ball high in the air and forced Yarborough backwards.
Yeah, excellent punt. He didn't kick it right to him either. He made him run to the sideline, couldn't field it cleanly. Now they're pinned back deep. Now it's time for the Lancer defense to step up and hold him here and maybe change the field position.
Lancers have a change coming in here. Number 29, Brian Rumberg has to play the left cornerback. Not sure if we know what may have happened. Joey Felton getting a series off. They go to Solomon in the backfield. He's hit in the backfield by Beakey, by Dustin Keith, 55, cleaned up by Jackson Ambush. Loss of 3. Solomon had nowhere to go on that play.
Big play there by Keith. The more we call his name, the more we know the Lancers are doing things on defense. He's the one that makes things happen. He's the one that kind of fuels that fire for the linebackers. He basically controls the line. The linebackers usually make the tackles, but he's been making in the past several weeks a lot of tackles for loss.
2nd and 13. 3 receivers split out wide. They have 2 on each side, rather. Brown goes on the quick out. No one there for the Lancers. Rumberg out in open field, just short of the 20-yard line. I think they're going to give him the 20-yard line. If they do, it will be a first down. Pass was complete to number 11, by number 11, Vernon Brown. I don't know who the receiver was, but they do give Franklin a first down on that play. Lancers are going quickly, and the Lancers are going to have too many players on the field as they timeout by Franklin. That was fortunate for the Lancers. The Lancers brought Joey Felton back in, and they were trying to get Brian Rumberg off the field. He had to run 50 yards across the field. Unfortunately, he wasn't going to get off in time, but fortunately for the Lancers, Franklin took a timeout prior to that. So with just under 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 46 seconds left, the Lancers, the Indians did get a first down to help their field position. Do you think they're going to take a shot deep again here, Tom?
If I were them, I would. I would try and get those speedy receivers open. It's been the Achilles heel for this Lancer defense all season. If anybody's done any damage against this defense, it's been through the air. Not much on the ground. Even with their big back, Solomon, he has been getting some carries and he's getting some positive yards, but he's not beating them. They're getting beat in the air.
Another point here, Tom, not a lot of pressure on number 11, Brown. He's more or less able to stand there. Do you think the Lancer defense will start employing some blitzes, something to get some extra pressure on him? Because when he's able to just stand flat-footed, he delivers the ball on target and on time.
I think Beakey and Keith need to disrupt on the offensive line, and I think you need to look for either Jackson Ambush or Michael Bromley to blitz.
Okay, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Lancers are putting 5 on the line of scrimmage with 2 linebackers. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 in the backfield with Brown. Brown rolling to his right. He's going to look to throw back. There's the pressure we were talking about. Pressure by Cole Mitchell, then taken down in the backfield by number 42, Dalton Pearl, with some help from number 51, Matt Beakey. Loss of about 6 or 7 on the play. We'll call it 6, 2nd and 16 for Franklin.
And again, Beakey, Pearl, and Keith. And I said it. And again, I don't know why I'm doing that tonight. But anyway, they're in there disrupting and causing pressure.
Big
That's
play.
what they need to do.
Franklin now milking the clock a little bit. We're coming up on 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. 2nd and 16. Brown in the backfield with Solomon. Lancers showing blitz here. They bring 5 around the edges. Ambush. He gets the pressure. Ambush coming from behind. He's able to take down Brown after about a gain of 1. Jackson Ambush, that motor going. Gain of 1. 3rd and 15 for the Indians.
Yeah, excellent play there by Jackson Ambush. He didn't give up on the play. He missed him for the sack and then chased him down from behind. Gain of 1. It's still going to leave him in a big hole here, 3rd and about 15.
They are bringing that extra rusher, as we talked about, Tom. The first play, it looked like they brought a linebacker. This time, Jackson Ambush, another linebacker, came from the opposite side, and they're not going to let Brown just stand back there and be comfortable.
I would look for Michael Bromley probably on this one. He's been very good at timing the blitz in a situation like this.
Linebackers are Bromley and Ambush. Bromley showing blitz. Bromley comes through the middle. Picked up by Solomon, the linebacker. They're throwing deep. It's intercepted by number 6, Colby Bannon. First down, Lancers on the Franklin 30 with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Colby Bannon, excellent play out there. Interesting, Linganore is a legacy kind of football program. Colby's older brother, Connor, also wore number 6, went to F&M, played there, just finished his college football career. He's in the crowd today. I saw him on my way in, so he's proud of his brother for a great play that puts the Lancers in excellent position to score with 2 minutes here to go in the first half.
Second turnover that the Lancers have forced. This will be interesting now to see what the Lancers are going to be able to do here. They want to get points out of this. They didn't get points out of their first. They got Joey Felton on the wide side of the field. Coakley is guarding him. They got Bennett Formulac with Wilson on the short side of the field. And now the Lancers are going to take a timeout. There was a little bit of confusion. So with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the first half, this is Cool 1450 WTHU. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium with the score, Franklin 14, Lancers 7.
Serving our community for over 50 years with quality service at a fair price, Brownie's Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownie's is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. That's Brownie's Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, and Will Burns bringing you the 3A state final. Lancers 1st and 10 on the Indian 30. They go on a sweep to Joey Felton. Felton now looking deep to Bennett Formulac, throws deep. It's up in the air. Formulac falls incomplete. We got a penalty flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Lancers. That was a little bit of a trick play there, but they may not have enough people on the line of scrimmage, Tom.
Right, you didn't.
Yeah, that's what I didn't see. I saw the flag come out, so it was right from the start. They lined up wrong, so here it is. Yeah, you can see it, and again, it was well covered by Franklin, but Formulac made a great play on the ball, almost came up with it.
Formulac, also a basketball player, kind of treated that one like a rebound.
Yeah, he did.
Now the Lancers are going to leave Bruscia in with Lay in the backfield. Butler's going to come out. They're going to have Santis with Formulac. Felton is 3 receivers. Mason Wills is their tight end. Facing 1st and 15 with exactly 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. And there's going to be another timeout on the field. I think Franklin saw something they didn't like, so they're going to take their, I believe, second timeout of the first half.
What I liked about that formation right there is they kept Bruscia in instead of putting Butler in. Last time they in the passing situation, they had Butler in. Not necessarily a very good blocker. He's known for his running. He's not necessarily known for blocking. Bruscia, big bruiser, he's going to be the one that's back there to protect Lay.
Now, once again, that might mean that they're trying to give a little more time for a play to develop, Tom. What I'm looking for from the standpoint of the Lancers, that if they can get Mason Wills, once again, a la Joe Kolick last year, to get deep down the middle, maybe that's where they go deep instead of trying to beat these speedy cornerbacks one-on-one.
I would, and I know Mason Wills. He's a bigger kid. He's got great hands. Once he catches the ball, he's hard to take down, too.
So the Lancers are back with 2 minutes remaining, 1st and 15. They've got Brusha as the lone setback behind Lay. Lay under center. Lay takes the snap. He keeps it behind Brusha. He has room to run to the 30, down to the 25-yard line, just short of the 25. Good first down on 1st and 15. Gains 9, makes it 2nd and 6 Lancers inside of 2 minutes.
And what I liked about that, Lay read Bruce's block, and he cut in right behind Bruce's block, and that's where he's able to get the 4 additional yards.
They have the same setup going on here now. Lay under center, Brusha behind him. This time they do the same exact play. Lay's able to get to the 20, lowers his head down to the 15-yard line, taken down by number 7, Jay Thompson, with help by number 22, Yarbrough, but that's a Lancer first down at the 16-yard line. These are quick plays, they're decisive plays, and they're letting, there's no real interpretation going on by the Lancers. They're able to go quickly.
And I'd look for them to end up passing out of this situation eventually once they soften up the defense.
Lay with Brusha again. This time they do the same exact play. Brusha, the lead blocker. Lay gets down to about the 10-yard line. The 6'5" Ryan Lay extending the play down to the 10-yard line. 2nd, and based on what I'm seeing, that was about a gain of 6. So a 4-yard gain, 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 for the Lancers at the 10-yard line of Franklin.
What I like about Lay, too, is he could always spin the ball. He grew, and he got tough. He's showing some real toughness, and he showed it in the championship game last year as well.
And we have another timeout on the field, and it looks like Franklin's going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with just under a minute left, we're going to take a quick break. Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you 3A State High School Football Final. Back in 1 moment.
Continuing the tradition of great high school sports in and around our region, tune in Fridays at 6:30 p.m. for Frederick County Scoreboard. Player and coach interviews, game previews, exciting matchup and scores and standings around the league. That's Frederick County Scoreboard, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. just before the game on Cool 1450 AM WTHU.
Michael Reining, Tom Jeffy back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium for the 3A state final between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. 2nd and 4 for the Lancers from the 10-yard line. Lay this time looking to throw. He throws across the middle. Oh, knocked away by Yarbrough, intended for number 2, Joey Felton. No, I'm sorry, that's Thompson. Jay Thompson, Sacred Heart bound. I said earlier he has long arms, and he used every bit of that to get a piece of that ball. 3rd and 4 from the Lancers from the 10-yard line.
Excellent play there by Thompson. If he doesn't make that play, it's a touchdown to Felton, and Linganore is looking to kick the extra point to tie the game.
And Thompson was playing, I think, he might have been playing an end on that. No, he's playing the right middle linebacker, or the right linebacker. They're going with 2 linebackers. He dropped nicely into that zone. 3rd down. They go to Brusha. Brusha to the 6, to the 5. First down, Lancers. Lancers with 43 seconds left. They're going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal from the 5.
And again, I like running the fullback in situations like this, particularly now they're going to start to target Lay when he's running the ball. Get it to the fullback, hit him quick before they even know what happened. You're going to get the yardage for the first down.
Lancers 1st and goal from the 5. They're going jumbo here. They got Jackson ambushed in at the fullback, Davon Butler in at the tailback. 3 tight ends in the game. They go to ambush. Ambush pushes forward just inside the 1, about 6 inches outside. 2nd and goal for the Lancers. They're going to go quickly here.
I'm a believer in you keep running the same play until they stop you if you're getting positive yards.
Franklin's out of timeouts. Lancers got to make sure they're set. Lay under center, goes to ambush. Ambush does not get in. Lancers, I think the ball's on the ground. What are they calling? They're calling it fumble. They're saying ambush fumbled the ball. Recovered by Franklin. There's a conversation among the officials. Yes, critical error just inside of 1 minute. 5 seconds left on the clock. Jackson Ambush has been ruled to fumble the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why. That I can't see it in the replay. I can't see where it came out.
We're looking at the television replay. The ball came out. Number 2 recovered it in the end zone. Oh, that's a critical play for the Lancers. We talked about turnovers. Lancers had forced 2 turnovers. That's their first turnover. Recovery in the end zone. Indians are going to take over on their own 20-yard line with 5 seconds remaining. I have to believe that that's going to be it. I'm watching the replay here again. There's a good handoff in between, and it looks like I'm not sure who it was that.
I'm not even sure where it scored it out.
That was the previous play. They just showed us the previous play to show that Ambush had not made it in the end zone. And Franklin on this play, they take a knee, and that's going to be the end of the first half. End of the first half, a disappointing end. Here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, the score, Franklin 14, Linganore 7. We'll be back with some halftime analysis in a few moments.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but also the busiest. During this joyous but hectic time, why don't you take a break by treating yourself to a good quality haircut? Gary the Barber is an experienced professional who prides himself in helping you to look your best for the holidays. Call Gary today at 301-305-7895. Conveniently located at 101 Tippin Drive in Thurmont. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Experience the holiday warmth and casual, friendly atmosphere of a real community barbershop. Gary the Barber accepts both appointments and walk-ins. Whether it's church or an office party, friends, or family celebrations, Gary the Barber will have you looking your best this Christmas and into the new year. To schedule an appointment, call 301-305-7895. Gary knows your time is valuable. Remember, with an appointment, you don't have to wait. Gary the Barber, experienced, affordable, and convenient.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-611-7394. 800-611-7394. 800-611-7394. That's 800-611-7394.
That was the Linganore Lancer Palm and Dance team, and during halftime here, you're going to get an opportunity to see the award-winning Linganore Lancer Band. One of the nice things about these opportunities when you are the host team at the state final is not only does the football team get to perform, but the halftime entertainment's the responsibility of the home team. So the Lancer Band will be coming out to perform their award-winning halftime show. We'll let you enjoy this, and we'll be back with halftime analysis after the Lancer Band.
What are your halftime adjustments you're going to suggest, Coach Tom?
We've got to get more pressure on the quarterback.
We know what works and what. Yeah, it is. And then did you see the time for next week? Starting on like Wednesday, all the way through Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Linganore Lancer Marching Band providing halftime entertainment here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, where we are. This is 1450, cool 1450 WTHU. Michael Reinick, Tom Jeppe, along with Michael Betteridge and Will Burns, providing you play-by-play and video. Go to our website and come see the game live broadcast here. At this point in time, we'd like to take a second and just give our sponsors one more shout out because they allow us to bring this game to you on WTHU.org. Our sponsors are Ace of Mount Airy, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, Center of Life Chiropractic, DentedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mix Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and the Woodsboro Bank. And we'll say this halftime report is brought to us by Happy Dog Groomers. This is your Happy Dog Groomers halftime report. Tom, we got some halftime stats. So what story are those stats telling us?
The story that the stats are telling us are big plays. Linganore scored on a 34-yard screen pass. Franklin, a 69-yard touchdown pass from Vernon Brown to Mackay Felton. And they scored again within 3 minutes on a Elijah Solomon 8-yard run. But really, Solomon hasn't gotten off. He's only had 37 yards on 8 carries, so the Linganore's kind of keeping him in check. Vernon Brown's completed 4 of 6 passes. The key here is you got to get pressure on Brown. If you get pressure on Brown, he's proven he doesn't want to run the football. We talked about that. He's also proven that if he gets off his rhythm, he's not going to make the completions that he needs to make downfield. And I would look for pressure in the second half from Jackson Ambush and from Michael Bromley. 2 kids that can actually get in there, make a play, and time the snap just right to disrupt things.
Yeah, I think the other thing when you look at this, Tom, and you kind of consider what we've been seeing is Brown is willing to throw the ball up. He has 2 interceptions to go with his 1 touchdown. But that big play, the Lancers have to try to figure out some way to avoid that, because when they did it, they were deep inside their own territory, and they kind of threw a ball about 30, 40 yards downfield. And the speed of the Franklin receivers, once they get behind you, you're not going to probably catch them in the open field.
Yeah, and I would try and look to use their speed against them defensively. They're very fast defensively. They're running downhill. They're pinning their ears back, and they're just coming downhill. They're keying on Butler, and they're keying on Lay. They don't want Lay to get any passes, so they're not going to give him the time to sit in the pocket. He's actually done a pretty good job early in the game stepping up in the pocket, but that's kind of closed down since the game wore on. And really, Davon Butler, who's been a difference maker since he came back mid-season, has not made a difference at all tonight. I know the coaches aren't happy with him. We saw even on the screen pass where he scored a touchdown and he kind of hot-dogged it at the end by slowly walking into the end zone. He's got to show more desire, more hustle, and he's got to get after it. He's got to run hard.
And Tom, you said you coach these guys. A lot of them when they were freshmen, they were either playing varsity or junior varsity or freshman football when they first came to Linganore. This is the last game. There's nothing, no adjustments to make for next week or anything like that. Now, when we talk about adjustments, Coach Connor and the Lancers, they are very good at halftime adjustments. And remember, things looked bleak last year against Milford Mill. The score was 19-0 at halftime. The Lancers came back to win. So those adjustments, as you pointed out, are going to be key, and those adjustments are probably going to include that pressure on the quarterback. Lancers will be starting with the ball, getting the kickoff. They won the coin toss and elected to defer, and they've had number 86, Simon Spaeth, has done a good job of kicking the ball down to about the 20-yard line, and Joey Felton's not had a lot of room on returns. Maybe the Lancers have something in the return game, maybe something like a reverse that could also provide a spark.
They've been known for that over the years. They have run reverses on the special teams to really kind of offset the pursuit and use speed against them. If you can run a reverse like that and you get all the coverage coming to one side and the pursuit coming to one side and you're able to go back on them, if they don't have the counter cutback reverse covered, you can get big yardage on that. The other thing I would point out is they missed a huge opportunity at the end of the first half. They had the ball within a yard of the end zone with about 19 seconds to go, and they tried to run a play too quickly. I think that's the big thing. If they had called timeout, they had 2 of them, just got themselves settled, I think they would have punched it in, and we would have been tied here at going into the third quarter. As it is, with 2 minutes left in halftime, we look up the scoreboard, it's 14-7 Franklin. the only good thing about that is the Lancers are going to get the ball to start the second half.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got about 2 minutes left. You can see the teams are out in the field, and they're getting ready. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be back to bring you the second half of this exciting 3A state final between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians.
Hi, I'm Johnny Erickson Tata. According to a recent statistic from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the average 2015 college graduate had over $35,000 in student loans. That's a lot of money. And though many recent grads are able to pay it off gradually, students with total or permanent disabilities especially struggle to find and hold a job after college. Thankfully, the government recognizes this added hardship that many disabled students experience when trying to pay off student loans. It's why those who qualify can apply for total and permanent disability discharge. Such an exemption is even a great relief for students who suffer a life-altering accident after their college graduation. Want to learn more? Then visit disabilitycampaign.org, where I posted a link to the Federal Student Aid website on disability discharge. That's disabilitycampaign.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium on the campus of the Naval Academy in beautiful Annapolis, Maryland. This is Michael Reinick along with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, and Will Burns providing you the second half action for this 3A MPSSA A state final football game. Lancers came back last year in the second half, Tom. They're going to be receiving the second half kick, and we'll see what they can bring out against Franklin right to start the half.
And I think that was part of the discussion at halftime. You know, funnily you might say, hey, we got them right where we want them. We're down just enough points to make a nice comeback and cap the season just like we did last year. But in all honesty, every one of those kids out there are playing for one another. They're playing for Coach Connor. You read the article today. He wants this more for them than he even cares about for himself. And they play so hard for him because they know how much he cares. In the Franklin side, I would say that their message is, hey, we stopped them on goal line. We got 2 quick scores. We can continue to run the way we're running. And I think they're coming out with extreme confidence, whereas Linganore, I said, would probably be coming out with confidence as well, just because they've been here before. They were here last year. They know what it takes to come back.
All right, so to begin the second half will be number 86, Simon Spaeth, to kick off. Joey Felton's deep. Lancers would love to be able to get him the ball in some open field. Franklin has big, fast players on their special teams. They're all starters on offense and defense that are out there, so they're going to get down there. But Joey Felton only needs a little bit of a crease. We'll see if the Lancers can give it to him. Spaeth approaches the ball to begin this second half, and the kick is away, and it's short. It's going to number 28, Xander McClure. McClure with a nice run. Gets the ball up past the 35-yard line out to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Lancers will take over, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
And again, I see Davon Butler's back in there. They got Brusha in there, so they're going to go with their power I. And we'll see how they come out and attack. I would probably go fullback. I would even run lay behind the fullback. I mean, they had really good success with that late in the half.
I'd also look for that set they had last week where they brought in the extra tight end, and then they ran the jet action to Joey Felton and ran behind the 2 tight ends on the right. Lay under center. Lay goes to Davon Butler. Butler hits the hole hard to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, across midfield to the 47-yard line. Davon Butler waking up in the second half. 1st and 10 Lancers inside Franklin territory.
And that's a different Butler than we saw in the first half. I'm sure the coaches got in his ear at halftime. They want to see that kind of enthusiasm.
Lay once again to Butler. Same play to the right. This time pursuit very good by Franklin. Number 22, Yarborough, came from the backside, was able to take him down. No gain, maybe a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 for the Lancers.
And again, I think you need to mix it up. Can't run same play against a big, fast team like Franklin, because they're gonna make their own in the offensive line right now. We got to figure out a way to answer that.
Lay fakes to Butler. Lay has time. There he is to the tight end, Wills. We've been calling for that whole first half. Wills complete down to the 30-yard line. 1st down, Lancers.
That's what we said. Hey, if the linebackers are going to be aggressive, hit Mills right behind the linebackers, soften them up, make them play honest. If you make them play honest, then they're not going to crash on the run too quickly.
Mason Wills on the reception. 1st and 10 Lancers on the 30-yard line of Franklin. Lay to Butler. Butler to the 30. Breaks the tackle. Gets to about the 27, and he's taken back by Yarborough with help from number 42. There's
Late
a penalty flag on the play. There's one thing I'm seeing, Tom, on every play. Franklin's going for the strip. They're reaching in there, and they're ripping. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
It looks to be against Franklin.
Yeah, we've not seen. They're marching it off against Franklin. It is a face mask of the 5-yard variety, so that's going to make that 3-yard gain, an 8-yard gain, and it's going to be second and we'll call it a long 3. Second and a long 3 for the Lancers from the 23-yard line. Brusha in the backfield with Butler. Felton and Formulac split out, one on each side. They go to Brusha. Brusha to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers.
And I would have thought Brusha would have gotten that carry because they've softened up the defense, but they don't want to go right back to where they're keying, which is Butler. So they give it to Brusha. He picks up the first down.
Big number 75 coming out of the game, Niall Barber. 6'2", 285. Actually, Barber back in.
I think
12. They have too many players. This had to be a timeout for Franklin. So with 10:36 remaining here in the third quarter, and the score 14-6, Franklin leaving. The Lancers are in the red zone at the 16-yard line. We'll be back in one moment. This is Cool 1450 WTHU.
Here's another cool 1450 AM reminder. Friday, Gettysburg Trinity United Church of Christ invites you to their 40th annual holiday bazaar at 8 a.m., supported by local charities in the Gettysburg community. They will be serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Purchase handmade gifts, crafts, and ornaments. Check out the delicious treats at the bake sale and find some treasures at the silent auction. Located at East High Street in Gettysburg. For more information, call 717-334-7266. To learn about this event and more, go to WTHU.org. At Cool 1450 AM, we care about our community and you.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It is 1st and 10 for the Lancers on the Franklin 16-yard line. Lay fumbles the snap, falls on it, and at his own 22-yard line. Loss of about 5 on the play. Critical play. I'm not sure if he was faking a pitch on that, but the ball just kind of skipped out. And so now the Lancers have a long second and we'll call it 15.
And it seems like they've been running that on each running play that they've run, and even on the passing plays, he's doing that big swing.
Oh, he actually hit the helmet of Brusha coming through to let the lead block. Lay under center. Lay fakes to Butler. He gets timed across the middle. Once again, that's I'm not sure that was wide open in the end zone. Mason Wills, the linebacker, was dropping on the play. Lay just didn't put quite enough on it. And number 22, Yarborough, makes the play. That's the second time they've gone for that play across the middle, and they've just tipped it. It looked like a six-point touchdown for the Lancers on that one. Yarborough making an incredibly athletic play.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Yarborough. And it looked like Leif threw it off his back foot, so he didn't get anything on that throw. But Mason Wills was wide open on that, and I think you're going to see him be wide open a lot here in the second half.
Looks like maybe a Lay in the backfield with Butler, 3 receivers. Lay has time. Now he gets pressured, throws off his back foot again. He's lobbing it up for Butler. It goes incomplete.
And again, it was a well-designed play, just overthrown. Butler was open, running down the left sideline, and would have caught that ball in the end zone had it been thrown a step shorter. Looks like Linganore's going to go for it here.
Number 3, Ryan Lay, he's just missing on those passes, and that last ball, he did not step into it. Obviously, at 6'5", 220 pounds, he has the arm to throw the ball 30 yards. That's not even an issue. But by not stepping into the ball and stepping into the throw, what you find out sometimes is you just don't have that same accuracy. So now he's going to have McClure lined up as a wing. Wills is a tight end. His 2 receivers, Formulac and Felton. Butler in the backfield, 3rd and about 13. Lay looking across to Felton. Off Felton's hands. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Franklin will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. And just a little bit out of the outstretched hands of number 2, Joey Felton.
What I've seen on this drive is Linganore can move the ball in this Franklin defense. The key is they made a mistake. They put themselves in a hole with that fumble. Had they not done that, they wouldn't have had to throw these deep passes in concession. But each one of them were open, and the throw was just barely off.
That was number 31, Xavier Coakley on the coverage. And Brown is back in now. There's a penalty flag on the play. I'm not sure what the call is. It looks like it might be offside against the Lancers. So giving 5 yards. Lancers, I do not believe, were penalized in the first half, Tom. We can remember Franklin having 3 or 4 penalties. That's going to make it first and 5, although it looks like a really long 5 based on the way the chains are set over there. Brown hands off to Solomon. Solomon gets hit right away, pushed back by the center of the Lancer line. They blow the play dead. First to make the tackle, number 55, Dustin Keith. He's one of your keys on the defense.
Yeah, Keith was in there, and also Cole Mitchell. That's what needs to happen. Ambush also in there. You need to stop that big running back. Don't let him get 3-4 yards, because then he's going to eat the clock and gain yardage, and they're going to be able to keep and control the football.
2nd and 5, Brown in the shotgun. Solomon to his right, 2 receivers split to each side. Brown surveying, looking over the sideline, getting a little bit of a signal. Brown is looking deep, throws over to number 12. Felton comes up, makes the tackle, but not before number 12, Avery Sims, first time we've called his name, has a first down. It looked like there was some early movement on the right side of the line for Franklin. The slot receiver looked like he was moving forward at the time of the snap, but it was not called. 1st and 10, Franklin.
And again, key to the game is you got to pressure Vernon Brown. If you pressure Vernon Brown, he's going to make mistakes. He had all day to throw that football.
Brown this time goes with the quick screen to number 4, hit immediately in the backfield by number 22 for the Lancers, Joey Bromley, then cleaned up with the help of Cole Mitchell. They're giving him the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure how they're giving him that. He was tackled about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for Franklin.
And again, excellent play by the Lancer defense. Keep the ball in front of you. Joey Bromley, initial contact, and a host of Lancers, including his brother Michael, in to make the tackle and clean it up.
Yeah, we're looking at the replay, and they gave him an extra yard at least on that. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. They go with 3 to the short side, 1 to the wide side. Brown talking to Solomon in the backfield. Probably means there's something involving Solomon on this play. Lancers showing blitz, ambush, looks like he's coming. No, Bromley comes. They go with the jet sweep to number 24. He's hit in the backfield, gets forward. Will Coletti cleans him up. Gains about 1 yard. That was number 24, Speedy Morante. Not quite speedy enough, as he only got 1 yard. 2nd and 9.
Underday. Jackson Ambush in there, as well as Will Coletti, to make that tackle. Lancers are really stringing them out here in the second half, playing excellent defense. It'll bring up 3rd and 9. I would look to get pressure here. Look for Michael Bromley or Jackson Ambush on the linebacker blitz right up the middle. They time it really well.
It's going to be 3rd and 9. Look for the deep slant from the slot receiver here from what we saw in film. Brown will be looking, probably rolling to his right to give himself some time. There he goes, rolls just right. There's a penalty flag on the play, and the play's actually blown dead. It's going to be a illegal procedure against Franklin. That's going to push them back, make this 3rd and 9 into a 3rd and 14 play, and that will maybe make it even a little bit harder. This is where the defensive backs for the Lancers have to make sure they get deep enough on these receivers if they go for a fly pattern, something like a post pattern.
And ball awareness. They have to have ball awareness. They have to know where the receiver is and where the ball is in the air and make a play on the ball if the ball is thrown their way. But I would look to get pressure here. I think they were going to blitz last time, but I think there was some confusion based on the formation.
Now the Lancers draw. Oh, Brown has all day, dropped it, just lobs it out, intended for number 3, and that is number 3, Isaiah Mathis. It falls, or no, number 3 is Joshua Wilkins, falls incomplete. Number 2, Joey Felton in on the coverage. Little battle for the ball. Referees let him play. That was one, I think, if the Lancers would have been sending the blitz on that play, the way Brown dropped the ball, they might have been able to recover and force a turnover. But instead it will be Spaeth on to punt.
Yeah, and even there, it didn't look like Felton had the ball awareness. He made a turn at the last minute and was able to make a play on the ball. But
Spaeth to kick to Felton. Lancers look like they're showing pressure. There's movement on the Indian line. That's going to be a false start. Going to give the Lancers 5 yards. It's going to make it now a 4th and 19, and Spaeth will be back kicking inside his own, probably about his own 15-yard line.
And again, in a situation in a game like this, they're leading, but I think the nerves are starting to hit them. Linganore's been here. They've been down before. They've come back like they did last year. Franklin, this is new to them. They haven't been here before in this pressure situation, so as they start to make mistakes, they're going to pile up on one another.
Lancers come hard. Ball gets away. Spaeth with a short kick. Lancers have to get out of the way. Make sure, and it takes a Franklin bounce. They get about 10 yards out of that. It hit it about the 40. We'll be down at the 29. Lancers will take over 1st and 10. That's that critical play where if you can come up and make a play on that ball, could have saved the Lancers about 10 or 11 yards. Lancers take over with 6:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter from their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10.
TV timeout. So there is a TV timeout, so we'll talk through the action here. If the Lancers are going to make a comeback, they got to get a drive right here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom, that it's time for them to tie this game up, or at the very least, even if they would get a field goal, get some points on the board. That puts a lot of pressure on Franklin now. Ultimately, the Lancers are going to need a touchdown. They've been down the last 2 times inside the red zone and come up empty both times. They've shown a little bit of creativity on offense, and hopefully with a little bit of luck, maybe they can catch a big one and break it too.
And I'm seeing here, it looks as though maybe McClure and Butler will be in the backfield together.
Well, they had been lining number 28, Xander McClure, up as kind of like a wing. And I'd look for him maybe to release on that same wheel that they were hitting Mason Wills with. And no, they're actually going to put Xander McClure in as the fullback behind number 23, Davon Butler, in front of number 23. I'd look for a pass out of this. They fake the Butler around the edge. They throw deep downfield to Xander McClure. They had him. He released. Ryan Lay just overthrew the wide open Xander McClure at about the 40-yard line.
They've proven they can dial the plays up to beat this Franklin defense. Now the point is they got to execute these plays. Lay has just been overthrowing each ball here in the second half. But he did step up in the pocket, and there was pressure on him, so he had to get rid of that ball probably a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
The pressure's coming from the outside. Number 42, Wayne Brooks, is really getting around the right end. So they may need to provide some help there. Roll a tight end over, do something. They go to Bruce up the middle. Bruce to the 30, out to the 33-yard line where he's taken down. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Lancers from their own 33.
Bruce has been getting the tough yards today, 4 yards a carry. He was the one that actually was able to help them get down in toward the end zone at the end of the first half, more as a lead blocker for Lay than as a runner.
Tackle on the play by Montre Harris. Lancers, same setup. Lay looking. He throws the slant to Felton. Felton through Joey Felton's hands, number 2. And that was not a good series for the Lancers. You talked about execution. There were 2 plays they had there, both set up to either get a first down or a touchdown, and they did not execute well. So with 6:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Mason Wills is going to be punting back to the very dangerous Yarborough. I might be angling this kick, doing something other than kicking it down the center. This guy has proven to be very dangerous in the return game.
Yeah, I am kicking it away from him. I'm kicking it to the sideline. I don't care if it goes out.
And Wills with a short kick towards the sideline, takes a good bounce for the Lancers, ironically almost to the same spot in the field where the last one did. Goes inside the 30, down at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Franklin from their own 27. With 6:10 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, there's going to be a timeout on the field with the score. Franklin Indians 14, Linganore Lancers 7. This is 1450 WTHU. We'll be back in 1 moment.
Here's the cool 1450 AM forecast for tonight. Increasing clouds and an overnight low of 30. Wrapping up the week tomorrow, we'll have a chance of rain and a high near 39. Cloudy tomorrow night with a low of 37. Saturday brings us a chance of rain and a high near 47. For Saturday night, more rain is possible with an overnight low of 44. Sunday, mostly cloudy and 62. And partly cloudy Sunday night with an overnight low of 46. From the cool 1450 AM Weather Center, I'm John Stevenson.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, and Will Burns. We're bringing you 3A State Championship football from Navy Marine Corps Stadium. Indians have the ball back. They go quickly to Solomon. Solomon breaking tackles, gets a first down about 15 yards, driven out of bounds by number 21, Ben Musselman, but that's the hard running of Solomon we expected. And first and 10, Franklin.
Yeah, slow to get up on the play, but excellent run there. Almost reminiscent of Jerome Bettis, if you remember him. He was bigger than most people out on that football field, and he was running the ball. That's what Solomon looks like to me out there.
He was just walking back to the huddle with number 56, Austin Amadi, his left guard, and he's as big as his left guard. This time they go to number 20 up the middle, and he's hit by somebody in the center, probably Dustin Keith. Dalton Pearl, Dustin Keith both getting up. Gains nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. That run was to number 20 for Franklin, Jonathan Smith. First time I think we called Smith's name today.
Yep, and Keith is going to be the key here. He's going to have to make some things happen in that interior line. Dalton Pearl's actually played well today too. We haven't called Beakey's name as much as we did in the earlier weeks, but if he can get off too, those three guys can cause pressure and allow the linebacker to get a clean blitz
Solomon
here.
just went off the field. Solomon's off the field. They have two receivers on each side. Brown at the shotgun. He has a single back behind him. Brown is looking to throw. He's looking for his receiver coming out of the backfield. Throws over the middle. Intercepted by Ben Musselman. To the 45. Gets a block to the 50. Tries to cut it back at the 48-yard line. Third interception of the day by Brown. 1st and 10 Lancers inside Franklin territory.
And if you disrupt the timing for Brown, he throws the ball up there. He often lofts it. It's a floater, and that's what happens. He overthrew it, intercepted. Great play by Musselman there. And earlier, it looked like Solomon on the sideline got up very gingerly. He stayed in for a play, and then he went to the sideline. I don't know if I see him on defense yet either.
We're looking on defense. He might be in the center there. Not sure. He's playing almost every snap. Lay, Bruscia, and Butler. Butler gets the ball to 50, to the 45, to the 40, gets through. First down Lancers, 11-yard gain, taken down by number 2, along with, I think, number 50 on the tackle. Number 50 is Stepney. Number 2, Isaiah Mathis, 11 yards, first down. Davon Butler hitting the hole much harder in the second half. Lay looking to Felton. Felton on the out. Felton against Coakley. Felton gets around Coakley, taken out of bounds. He gets 11 more yards, another Lancer first down.
Yeah, it looks like now the Lancers are starting to get into a groove. They had it last series. They just didn't execute. They made some mistakes. Now it seems like they're hitting on all cylinders.
Lay, Bruscia, and Butler in the backfield. Lay under center. Lay goes to Butler. Butler gets to about the 25-yard line, or maybe a little bit more. He's hit by number 25, Solomon. Who else would be in on that play? And Solomon stops him dead in his tracks. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and it looks, to be honest, when I look at this game, I see the Lancers, they've been moving the ball fairly well now here in the second half. Other than those big plays, they may be in the lead right now, particularly if they had scored at the end of the first half.
Lay goes around the outside, nothing there. He's hitting the backfield by number 22, Yarborough. Gets back to about the 29-yard line, but a loss of 4 on the play. A broken play. Yarborough crashed down hard. Lay was kind of, either he turned the wrong way or the running back went the wrong way, but he had no chance on that play. Lucky to get back as much yardage as he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that play, if the running back went the wrong way or if it was a breakdown on the edge and it was a bootleg.
Looking at the TV replay, it looked like he was thinking he was going to hand it off to the fullback who went to go as a lead blocker and then was kind of forced to, instead of follow him, tried to do the bootleg, as you said. In motion comes McClure. McClure on the reverse to Felton. Felton around the outside, gets to the 25, taken out of bounds. Once again, they hold the edge. Number 42, Wayne Brooks, does a nice job down to the 25-yard line. It's 4th and 10 for the Lancers from the 25-yard line. That's a 42-yard field goal, probably a little bit out of the range of Bennett Formulac. So the Lancers now are coming in with a...
looks like they're going to go for it here.
Coming in with a package that includes Felton, Butler, Bruscia, Jake Santis, and Formulac. Felton's out of the game at this moment. No, Felton's in the slot. Lay's going to go under center. Lay under center. Takes the snap. Pump fakes. Goes to Felton on the center screen. Oh, I think if Felton would have kept going in the direction he was going, it was going to be a first down. Instead, he's tackled at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Franklin ball.
And again, Linganore moving the ball, and then they make a mistake and put themselves in a hole that they can't dig out of. Last series, it was execution. This time, also execution. You know, if Lay didn't make that mishandle, or the running back didn't make the mishandle, or if it was a straight bootleg and he didn't get the block on the edge, whatever happened, it broke down and put him in a big hole.
Third turnover with no points for the Lancers. Brooks in the backfield with Solomon. Brooks on the center screen. Ball tipped and almost picked off by number 8. Number 8, Mitchell, read that. We're going to look at the replay here, Tom, and he had that center screen just completely read. Cole Mitchell almost was able to pick that one off.
Played it perfectly, right in his hands, it looked like, and he had a clear path right to the end zone. It would have been 14-13.
As you can see, he's coming down right away and just comes right down the line. Got one hand up and down. Now there's a timeout on the field. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like number 2, Joey Felton, may be having an equipment issue. Maybe a shoe came off, unclear. No trainers are going out in the field, so it does look like an equipment issue. Felton stays in the game. Franklin will have the ball. 2nd and 10 on their own 20. They've got 3 receivers to the wide side, 1 to the short side. Solomon now in the eye behind Brown. He gets the ball, gets out to the 20, and tackled by a bunch of Lancers. I see 42 Dalton Pearl, 22 Joey Bromley, Dustin Keith, and Cole Mitchell all in on that play. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9, Franklin.
And they've kept him bottled up. Solomon's been bottled up pretty much most of the game. He did have that touchdown run when they were deep in Lancer territory early in the first half. But other than that, I think they've pretty much kept him bottled up.
He's jogging off the field. He's played a heck of a game. He's going both ways on almost every play, but Solomon's slowing down here a little bit. So now they bring another tailback in, 2 receivers each side behind Brown. Lancers shifting their line. They drop their linebackers. They go out in the wing, complete, hit by number 55, Keith in the backfield, followed up by number 31, Michael Bromley, number 43, Jackson Ambush, number 8, Cole Mitchell, loss of 4, pass was complete to number 21, Shane King. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12.
Typical Linganore Lancer game. Great defense. You know what they do? They keep the play in front of them. Dustin Keith all the way out in the flat. Holds it up just enough for the linebackers to get in there and clean it up, both Bromley and Jackson.
Just under
Ambush.
2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Spaeth back to kick again. It'd be nice to see if he gets a short kick, if Felton can get up there and maybe make a play, make a fair catch so that the Lancers can save some field position. Spaeth rolls just right, gets the kick away. It's high. Felton calls for the fair catch inside the 50-yard line. He makes it at the 48. Lancers take over 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And we're going to take a quick break. This is Cool 1450 WTHU bringing you 3A State Championship High School Football, Linganore Lancers versus the Franklin Indians.
We're all busy with plenty of commitments. That's why Anytime Fitness is the perfect way to stay in shape. From either home or work, Anytime Fitness of Thurmont is always close by, and they're open 24/7. They can tailor a personalized training program to fit your workout needs. Anytime Fitness can also fashion a membership and payment plan that will be flexible enough for your on-the-go lifestyle. You'll love the 24-hour co-ed fitness center with state-of-the-art equipment designed to sculpt and tune you into shape. And when you're away from the Thurmont area, your membership guarantees you access to any of the over 1,000 clubs worldwide. Visit us at 130 Frederick Road to start your program today. Now you can stay healthy anytime with Anytime Fitness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium bringing you this action between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. Ryan Lay under center goes to Davon Butler. Davon Butler gets about 1.5, 2 on first down to about the 47, 46-yard line. Short gain, 2nd down for the Lancers. Michael Reinig with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge.
I think that play was designed to go up inside a little bit more. That's where the hole would have been, and he could have gotten a little bit more yardage on that.
Lancers, 2nd down. They go to Butler again. Butler this time gets to about the 45-yard line. Gain now down to about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Lancers. We're under a minute to play here in the third quarter.
I think here with 6 to 7 yards to go, I'd look for a quick hitter to Joey Felton, or I'd look to get Mason Wills off the line in the seam.
One of the things I'm seeing here is number 25, Solomon, is in the game on defense. He's nowhere near as active as he was in the first half. Lay drops back. This time throws to Felton. Felton makes a move on Coakley. Coakley takes him down just short of the first down. It looks like it's about 4th and 1. Nice play by number 31, Xavier Coakley, as he got the shimmy and the shake from Felton. Lancers are going to go for it. They're quickly up to the line of scrimmage. 19 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lay under center. There is they're calling a false start against the Lancers. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know what happened there.
It looked like the center was pointing to the guy blitzing. Not sure that is a false start, but the back judge called it, if I'm correct. That's going to change the down and distance situation here from a...
It looked like the center was actually calling out the line calls and pointing out where the blocks needed to happen. He didn't move the hand that had the ball.
No, they're going to start the clock here, and I think the Lancers are most likely going to let this play run down here at the end of the third quarter. There's only 10 seconds remaining, and so the Lancers are doing exactly that. So this is going to bring us to the end of the scoreless third quarter, dominated field possession-wise by the Lancers, but they were unable to get on the board. So the score at the end of 3, the Franklin Indians 14, the Linganore Lancers 7. We'll be back with the final quarter of this 3A state championship game in 1 moment. This is 1450 WTHU, bringing you the best of Frederick County High School football.
Hold your Christmas gathering at the Shamrock Restaurant in Thermont. Company parties, family reunions, club meetings, everybody will enjoy the Shamrock. Groups of 16 to 60 for lunch or dinner with a menu customized to suit your taste. Book your Christmas party now at the Shamrock. And while you're at it, ask about New Year's Eve dinner reservations. Plus, Shamrock's gift certificates are great stocking stuffers for any occasion. US 15 in Thermont and online at shamrockrestaurant.com. The Shamrock will be closed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Reinick with Tom Jeffy, Michael Betteridge, our producer, and Will Burns on the video, bringing you the fourth quarter action. It is 14-7, Franklin over Linganore. Linganore with the ball inside Franklin territory, just outside the 44-yard line. Semi-controversial call. Lancers were inside the 40, getting ready to go for a first down. Looked like the center was making a call of the blocking scheme coming up, and then they called him for a false start, taking a 4th and probably slightly less than 1 and making it a 4th and a long 5.
And they're going to punt here. They've got the punting unit heading out. So if Mason Wills can get off a good punt, maybe down into the corner, pin Franklin back and change field position a little bit, the defense will need to step up as well, but I would not.
Franklin leaving their defense out on the field right now.
I would not kick it anywhere near number 22.
Yarbrough is back. It's the solo safety. Ambush gets it back. High kick by Mason Wills. It hits inside and downed at about the 11-yard line by number 19, Jake Santis. They're saying that Santis touched it at the 15. So that's where the ball will be down. 1st and 10 Franklin from their own 15-yard line. 11:51 remaining.
Excellent punt there. Pins them inside their own 20. Now the Lancer defense just needs to continue to do what they've been doing so far here in the second half. Probably hold Franklin to a 3 and out and get the ball with excellent field position.
This is where the depth comes in, Tom. A lot of these guys going both ways for Franklin. Number 25, Solomon, in on every defensive snap, but it looked like he was kind of taking a little bit of a break that last time. He's in the backfield with Brown. And they go direct snap to Solomon, not fooled by the Lancers, although Solomon, showing that strength, pushes forward for about a 4-yard gain. Tackle in the middle for the Lancers. It looked like Dustin Keith getting help from Michael Bromley.
And again, it's not the same Solomon we saw in the first half. He's lost a step here. He looks as though he's a bit winded. But again, you mentioned he's going both ways. So it's a situation where Linganore can wear teams down because they have players that are specialists on offense or defense.
2nd and 6, 2 in the backfield. Solomon is the lead blocker. Number 21 takes it around the end. Ben Musselman looked like he had taken him down. That's actually number 81. He cuts back upfield, ends up gaining a yard. Number 81 was the extra back in the backfield. That's Rodney Nelson. I thought Musselman had him down. He did not. One of the linemen for the Indians very slow to get up. Number 58. That is Isaiah Lewis, one of their best offensive lineman, and I believe he was one of their team captains for today's game. Critical 3rd and 3 from their own 22. We'll see what the Indians do here as we're at 10 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
I'd look for him to throw. I think you need to do a run blitz here and just keep Solomon honest and then put pressure on the quarterback as well.
2 receivers each side. Snap goes to Brown. He's looking to his right. He gets some pressure. Now throws across the middle. High throw falls incomplete. Intended for number 6. He had him open. That was Saray Hopkins. Pass incomplete. And it will be another punt for the Indians here. Franklin will be punting.
And Vernon Brown, he does this all the time. He floats that ball out there, and he floats it in the middle. That's dangerous. It gets tipped. It could be an interception, but Linganore did exactly what they needed to do, get a 3 and out. And hopefully maybe Felton will have an opportunity to return a punt here.
Spaeth has been doing a good job getting the punts away. Lancer showing a little bit of pressure up the middle. Felton back deep to receive. Spaeth calls for the ball, rolls a little bit to his right, kicks a wobbler. It's going to hit and roll for the Indians. Franklin roll going inside the 45 down to the 40 to about the 37-yard line where it's going to be down by Franklin. 1st and 10 Lancers from their own 37. Spaeth does not get very much on those punts, but he does get the knuckleball and gets about 10 to 15 yards on the roll.
Yeah, and he had Deion Houston down there trying to get the wind behind that ball, maybe get a couple extra yards on the roll.
All right, 10-10 here in the fourth quarter. Time for the Lancers to make a move, but we're going to take a timeout here. With the score, Franklin High School 14, Linganore High School 7. This is 1450 WTHU. Back in a moment.
This can be a busy time of year, running around getting ready for company, visiting friends, or spending time enjoying family. We are all too familiar with a growing list of errands that need our attention. Gary the barber knows how busy life can get, and so he makes sure that your convenience and a great haircut are first on his list. Call Gary.
Linganore Lancers have the ball back at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Ryan Lay drops back, getting some pressure, gets back to just about the line of scrimmage. No gain. He was looking deep, trying to go, I think, to Joey Felton, but they had Coakley, who's their best defensive back, and probably their second best defensive back, Josh Wilson, at the safety, double teaming him. There was no way they were going deep to Joey Felton on that play. So the Lancers have 2nd and 10. They have Joey Brusha in. They're taking Davon Butler out. This is the set last half, Tom, where they would have Brusha be the lead blocker and Ryan Lay would follow him.
Yes. Put Anthony on the other side. There you go. The coaches are making the call.
Lancers. Brusha the lead blocker. Lay has it to the 40, out to almost the 43-yard line. Thrown out of bounds by the defender, Solomon. That will stop the clock. Out to the 44-yard line. It looks like they have it marked. 43-yard line on the near side, 44 on the far side. So they're going to put it at the 43-yard line. I thought Ryan Lay might have been able to get a little more if he would have put his shoulder down. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Lancers. Same lineup. This time they roll an extra player to this side, does Franklin. Brusha, the lead blocker, kicks out number 42. Lay trying to get around the corner. Ryan Lay out to the 50-yard line, 40-yard line, first down, and there's a player down on the field for Franklin. Timeout on the field. Ryan Lay made a critical play last year for the Lancers.
With his feet. And again, he's doing it with his feet again tonight. And that can open up.
The Franklin player down on the field is number 7, Jay Thompson, one of their key defenders. Try to watch the replay here to see what happens at the end. He actually just threw Ryan Lay down and then was grabbing his right knee. Doesn't look good looking at this. We're going to take a timeout here. This is timeout on the field for the injury. WTHU bringing you Frederick County 3A State Final. Back in one moment.
Do you have a great business with debts that just won't go away? Do you want to pay your creditors but just can't afford their terms? If credit cards and cash advances have put your business behind, the last thing you need is another loan. Corporate Turnaround can help you free up your cash flow and resolve your toughest debts without borrowing and without bankruptcy. We've worked with over 11,000 businesses since 1998.
Welcome back to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Linganore Lancers 1st and 10 from their own 49. They go to a direct snap to Davon Butler. Butler gets a good block, gets to the 45, to the 43. Ball's on the ground. Not sure who it's recovered by. Looks like recovered by the Lancers on about the 44-yard line. They went to the Wildcat. We saw this a little bit last week. Davon Butler, ball got a little bit loose, recovered inside the 45-yard line. It's going to be second and 4 for the Lancers.
And again, if you can do that with Lay, why not do it with Butler? I mean, he's got the speed and the power.
They go for the strip on every play. Butler again. Now there's a flag down the field. There's too many players on the field for Franklin. That should be a 5-yard penalty against Franklin, which would give the Lancers a first down. It's a substitution penalty against Franklin. That penalty marched off a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 10 Lancers at the Franklin 40. 9:21 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And Lay is back in the ball game along with Davon Butler. So again, Lancers are moving the ball. They've moved the ball fairly well all half.
They got number 7, Jay Thompson, back in the game. That's what they were trying to do on that last play. Unfortunately, they were late getting the substitution out. Lay in the shotgun with Butler. Hands off to Butler. Butler going left. Butler has a blocker in front of him. 55 Keith cuts it up. Nice cut by Davon Butler inside the 35 down to about the 36. 6-yard gain on first down. 2nd and 4 Lancers.
9:03 and counting, and the Lancers continue to drive the football.
First time we've seen the Lancers actually
there.
go wide on that play. So it's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Lancers. Butler stays in the backfield with Lay. 2 receivers split out to the right. Calls for it. This time looking to pass. Lancers pick it up. Give him good protection. He throws out wide, intended for Felton. Felton was open at the 25-yard line. The ball just thrown out of bounds, a little too far, just out of the reach of Joey Felton.
And what I found is they're going to cover Felton deep. They're not going to let him get behind them, but they're going to give him one heck of a cushion.
Yeah.
So he can catch some balls underneath and probably enough to get the first down.
Number 40, Robert Garrett's been providing a lot of pressure for Franklin. And that time, Lancers did a really good job as they had Davon Butler come help and pick him up to give the necessary time to Lay. They bring Brusha back into that wing spot. This is where they've been running Lay, and they do it again. Lay goes up the middle. This time gets to the 30, inside the 30-yard line, first down Lancers.
And reaches out and extend to get the first down. He goes opposite of the block. So Franklin's flow is taking him one way. He cuts across the grain. Perfect read by Lay to get the first down.
First down, Lancers at the 30-yard line. 8:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Lancers wearing down the interior of the Franklin team. Now with Lay, with Brusha again in the backfield. They bring up the linebacker. They go quickly to Felton outside. And they bring up number 2 on the play. His number, Isaiah Mathis, comes up and hits Felton behind the line of scrimmage. That negative play on first down has been what's killing the Lancers all second half here, Tom, as they drive down to about the 25, 30-yard line, and then they get a negative play.
Yeah, they dial up a play that just doesn't go as according to plan, and then they find themselves in a 2nd and 15, which they are now.
Lay has Bruce in the backfield. 2 receivers to the top of the field, the wide side. They come on the center screen to Felton. Felton catches it this time, taken down almost immediately, a gain of 1 or 2. As you said, they're letting Joey Felton catch the ball in front of them, and then they're sending a lot of hats to the ball.
Yeah, they are. It's excellent convergence on the ball by the Franklin Indians.
Gain of 1 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and 14 for the Lancers. Interesting to see what they do here, whether or not they try to get it all on this play or whether they try to get part of it back. I might look for that release to Mason Wills again. Bruce in the backfield with Davon Butler. Lay under center. Lay has time. Pressure coming. They throw the screen to Butler. Complete. Butler has room out to the 30, to the 25, into the 20. Hit hard by number 7, Jay Thompson, but not before Davon Butler gets a Linganore Lancer first down at the 19-yard line.
Excellent play call there. They get the screen pass. They get all the pressure coming in on Lay, and they're able to get the screen pass perfectly to Dante Butler.
Dante Butler gets it.
Davon Butler.
Davon Butler
I'm thinking
gets
of his brother.
And number 51, Matt Beakey, provided the block on the edge to let him get in. 1st and 10 Lancers on the 19-yard line.
And a big-time hit on the play by Thompson.
Lay takes the snap. He's going to follow his lead blockers. This time Franklin has it. Positive gain of about 1 for Linganore, taken down by number 40 on the play. That's Garrett crashing from the left end. Gain of 1, maybe 2nd and 9 for the Lancers. They're marking it just inside the 19, so not much of a gain at all. Linganore looking to the sideline for their play. Right now they have 2 tight ends in. They have Mason Wills and...
They're going Wildcat here, Michael. Lay came out last minute, and Butler goes back in.
They've got Garrett Reese and Mason Wills along with Brusha. They're going to go Wildcat to Butler, and Brusha provides the lead block. The kick out down to the 10, inside the 10. Should be a first down for the Lancers at about the 9-yard line. They're marking him. Oh, they gave him not a very good spot, not a generous spot at all by the officials on that. It looked like Davon Butler was down to about the 8-yard line, and they marked him down outside the 9. They're saying it is 3rd down and about a foot for the Lancers. Same wild. Oh, and there's movement all over the place.
And again, here we go. Lancers shooting themselves in the foot, moving too early. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So instead of 3rd and less than 1, they're going to be looking at 3rd and 6.
I would love to see that spot on the previous play before, because they marked him a good yard short, and he looked like he was inside about the 8-yard line. So now the Lancers have a 3rd and 5.5 instead of 3rd and half a yard. They still have the Wildcat looking set. Butler with Brusha. 2 receivers to the right are Santis and Felton. They go to Butler. Butler up the middle. There's no room there at all. Davon Butler absolutely bottled up by the center of the defense. Unfortunately, when you go Wildcat, you know who's getting the ball, and they just beat the Lancers off the line of scrimmage. Number 40, Garrett, in on the play. Number 61, DJ Spears, in on the play. So Lancers, I think, are going to try a field goal here. Number 5, Bennett Formulac, to try the field goal.
Yeah, they're going to kick it. Jackson ambush, the long snappers on. Oh, no, they're actually going to go Wildcat here.
There's 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, 20 seconds on the clock. Now they've got a Wildcat set with Xander McClure, ambush, Brusha. Lancers snap it to McClure, who goes to Felton. Felton cuts it up the center, to the 20, to the 15. He's got the corner.
He's got the corner. He's got the corner. Joey Felton, touchdown. Linganore Lancers on the scoreboard with 4:50 to go here in the 4th quarter.
We had no idea what that set was. They had no quarterback. They had the backup tailback. They had 2 fullbacks in the game. And, of course, it was a double reverse run to their key guy from Xander McClure to Joey Felton. Felton gets inside the pylon. Key extra point coming for Bennett Formulac with the score 14-13. 4:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Joey Bromley to hold. Jackson ambush to snap the ball. Bennett Formulac to kick. High snap, gets it down. Bromley gets it down. Bennett Formulac's kick is good.
That's up and good.
It's a tie game with 4:50 remaining. The Lancers tie the game 14-14. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tie game, the 3A state final. This is Cool 1450 WTHU, bringing you the best in Frederick County football. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 1 moment.
Gettysburg Auto Auction is looking for additional buyers for our increased car volume. So if you're in the market for a new used car, try this little auction. Gettysburg Auto Auction continues to have the highest customer satisfaction and lowest fees of any auto auction. And our exclusive bid drive-by program allows you to drive your car before you buy it. If you missed out on Gettysburg Auto Auction's Thursday night sale, stop by on Friday for our leftover Friday sale, where any vehicle still available can be bought on the spot. Gettysburg Auto Auction is located on Route 15 at the Maryland-Pennsylvania line, the Steinway exit. For directions and a sampling of upcoming vehicles, visit GettyAuto.com. Gettysburg Auto Auction, the little auction with the new start time of 6 p.m. and looking for additional buyers to go with our influx of vehicles.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium on the campus of the Naval Academy in beautiful Annapolis, Maryland, bringing you the 3A state championship high school football game between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. Lancers to kick off with a score tied 14-15. It's a squib kick. Bennett Formulac takes a high hop, comes to number 20 for the Indians, and they're taken down by number 10, Will Coletti. The ball is out. What are they calling? They're saying Fumble on impact with the turf. On the return, number 20, Jonathan Smith. Nice tackle by Will Coletti, giving up some size to Smith, but cut him low, took him down. 1st and 10 Franklin, their best starting field position at the 35 of this second half.
And as one of my coworkers would say, son of a bee, it's getting very exciting here at Navy Stadium today.
Pepto-Bismol will be our sponsor next year. They've brought in number 7, Thompson, at a tight end. We've seen them run to him out of the jet action before. Brown is under center. Brown goes to Solomon. They're going straight up the middle, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage by number 51, or number 51, Matt Beakey. Gains about 2.5. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Indians.
And again, Lancers are doing a great job up front with Solomon, but he's so big and strong, he's always going to get some type of positive yardage here.
He doesn't really lower his pads to kind of blow somebody up on that play, but he has the forward lean that when he gets hit, he is 6'2", he falls forward, it's a gain of 1.5 yards, 2 yards. So here we go, Brown now with Solomon behind him out of the pistol formation. He sends his receiver in motion, the jet motion. He goes to Solomon. Solomon gets out of the grasp of number 55, Dustin Keith. A lot of Lancers get helmets to the ball. He's dropped for about a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 9, Franklin from their own 36.
Lancers playing with extreme rejuvenation right now. There's a new fire lit in this Lancer defense, and they're really getting after it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. And you can see on the other side of the ball, Franklin is exhausted.
Here come the Franklin to the line of scrimmage. It's Brown, probably looking to throw. 3 receivers on the short side, 1 on the wide side. Press coverage, Felton. Brown drops back. He's looking deep. He's got a man. It is complete to number 19, Corey Crawford complete with 3:25 remaining. Lancers had the cornerback and safety back there. Crawford able to complete it. Brown with the time to throw. I believe it was number 10, Will Coletti, or number 6, Colby Bannon, and the safety on that side was number 21, Musselman.
And it looked like it just got right over the top. I mean, the coverage was there.
1st and 10, Franklin,
in there.
3:20 remaining here, inside Lancer territory at the 30-yard line. Brown goes to Solomon. Solomon gets hit by number 55, Keith. He lunges forward to the 25. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Elijah Solomon's going to see a lot of action here.
Yeah, now it's time for the Lancers to kind of step up. They need to keep the momentum going in their favor. They gave up a big play, yes. They gave up big plays earlier that went for touchdowns. It's just one big play. If they can stop them here and get a hold, there's 2:48 and counting to go.
2:48 remaining. One. Brown out of the shotgun. Solomon behind him. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short. Brown goes to Solomon. Solomon gets to the 25, to the 23. Forward leans, getting down to about the 22-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 3. 3rd and long 2, 3rd and 3. We're approaching 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Slow to get up on the play. Number 7, Jay Thompson, now going both ways as well for Franklin.
Thompson Solomon as well. He's getting up slow. Franklin looking to the sideline to get the play. This is a critical play here for the Lancers. They need to step up and get a stop. If they get a stop, it's going to bring up the next interesting play. Does Franklin go for a field goal, or do they try and get a first down?
And the Lancers have 5, 6, 7 in the box. 2 backs in the backfield with Brown. The snap, they go to Solomon. He's hit in the backfield. He lunges forward. He's short to the 21-yard line. Tackled by number 51, Matt Beakey, number 55, Dustin Keith. So it's going to be 4th down and 2 from the 21-yard line for Franklin. I got to guess they're going to go for it here, Tom, and I think it's going to be to Solomon on this play as well. Oh, this is where you got to be careful and make sure you hold containment if you're the Lancers.
This is an interesting one because if they get it, then they have an opportunity to score. The clock's winding down. If they don't get it, then they leave the Lancers in the game.
Great 3A action here again.
Might go for the points if you got a good kicker.
They have 2 running backs in the backfield with Brown. 2 receivers out left. Brown calling for it now. Oh, now they call an offside against the Lancers. They call an encroachment against the Lancers. It's going to be 1st down for Franklin with 1 minute 5 seconds remaining.
I'd like to see that because it didn't look like anybody jumped.
It looked like somebody might have gone, but I'm not sure they went across the line.
A half step, I don't see that as encroachment. Franklin just got a lucky break there. So that'll bring up first down inside the, they'll call it the 16-yard line. So 1:05 to go. This is crunch time. I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Clock
this is
is running. We're at 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Brown with Solomon behind him. In the jet sweep action. They fake the 4, goes to Solomon. Solomon to the 13. In the middle to the 13, and he's down there. Let's say the 14. There's 44 seconds remaining, 43 seconds remaining. It almost looks like Franklin's willing to put this game on the foot of their kicker, Simon Spaeth. We're at a half a minute remaining. They're showing no sense of urgency to get this play done. We're at 20 seconds remaining. Brown calling underneath. Now there's motion against Franklin.
So that'll put them back. They're wasting time off the clock. Now they go back 5 yards. So you got a kicker here.
And they're going to be a timeout here for Franklin. Timeout Franklin with 13 seconds on the clock. Now, Tom, the clock was running. So if I'm right, when they put this ball back in play, if they would not have taken the timeout, the clock would have started, correct?
Correct.
So they take a timeout with 13 seconds remaining. I believe Franklin has only used one other timeout this half. They have at least one timeout remaining. The ball on the 19-yard line. From here, you're looking at about a 36-yard field goal for Spaeth. That's a long field goal for a high school kicker in this situation.
That is a long field goal for a high school kicker, and there's a lot of pressure. This is not just in any game. This is in the state championship game, tied up with time running off the clock. It doesn't get any more pressure than this. Think about it. You're out there. Everybody eye in the stadium is going to be on you. The snap's got to be right. The hold's got to be right. And you got to not have enough jitter so you can kick that ball through the uprights.
So I would look for whatever happens in this play, immediately Franklin taking a timeout. It's second down, 13, ball on the 19-yard line. Solomon in the backfield with Brown. Play clock's running. Lancers showing blitz. They go to Brown. He's looking to pass. He's looking across the center to the corner. Deep, defended by number 21, Ben Musselman. 8 seconds remaining. 5 seconds went off the clock on that play.
Excellent play by Musselman there to knock the ball down.
I have to think that the Franklin coach has confidence in his player that he can get this ball, can make this kick from 35 yards because they did not try to get any yardage on that play. The play clock is now started. Franklin has half their players over on the side of the field by the bench.
And there's no kicker coming out. They're not going to go for the kick here.
I would not be surprised if they draw a draw or something like that, get it to their best player, Solomon here. 9 on the play clock. We're down to 6 on the play clock. Under center, Brown. Brown hands it to Solomon. Solomon dancing. Solomon going up the middle. Solomon down. Timeout taken by Franklin with 3 seconds left. They're going to run their kicker out here. That was a huge play. To the 13-yard line, it's going to be a 30-yard field goal for Simon Spaeth to win the game for the Franklin Indians.
This is a pressure-packed situation. We've seen it all year long in every football game at every level. Your high school level, your college level, your pro level. These kickers aren't 100% like they used to be. Even Justin Tucker missed an extra point this year. If that tells you, there's a lot of pressure going to be on this kid to kick this.
I'm sure the Lancers will also on this play, Tom, be maybe seeing what the lineup is for Franklin and then taking the timeout as well. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd just like to thank our sponsors, if we can, one more time, because without them, we cannot bring you these games. Sponsors are Ace of Mount Airy, Catoctin Mountain Zoo, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, Center of Life Chiropractic, DentedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mixed Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and Woodsboro Bank. This is the play of the game. If there's a sponsor for the play of the game, choose your sponsor there. Lining up at about the 19-yard line, 29-yard field goal.
Coach Connor calling timeout.
Coach Connor calls a timeout now.
Iced him.
Yeah.
And with that, the Lancers will be talking about maybe how they're going to approach trying to get some pressure on number 86, Simon Spaeth.
Yeah, and the Lancers have put pressure on special teams. They've blocked several kicks this year. They've got guys that can knife through, like Michael Bromley, like Jackson Ambush. Even the linemen can get through. You got some of the big, tall linemen in there.
I'm not sure if number 8, Cole Mitchell's in there at 6'4", trying to get a push up the center and get a big paw up. Mitchell isn't on this play. In fact, right now, Coach Connor's telling Mitchell, whatever you do, you're getting 2 hands in the air.
And
I'm sorry, Tom.
I'm looking. It looks like they put Garrett Reese in, too, another big, tall kid with long arms. So they've got the guys in there that can do it. They've got Joey Felton on the edge. I would look for Joey Felton to get in there and try and disrupt something.
Here is the play of the year. 2 seconds remaining on the clock. The snap. Spaeth's kick is up. He has plenty of leg, and it's good. And with that, the Franklin Indians are the 3A state champions.
There's a flag.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
Running into the kicker. Decline.
Penalty flag on the play. We've not seen what the call is yet. Both teams are out in the field, but the way Franklin is celebrating, it would appear as though the call is against Linganore.
Haven't seen a call yet. The referees are blowing the whistle, so.
Personal foul running into the kicker against the Lancers. The kick by Spaeth is good. And ladies and gentlemen, the final score here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The Franklin Indians 17, the Linganore Lancers 14. This one is an instant classic, Coach Jeppy. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to bring you a game recap. This is Cool 1450 WTHU, bringing you this state championship 3A high school football game.
David Salon is a sophisticated hair salon that will pamper you in a big city atmosphere with personalized small town service. Conveniently located in the Walkers Village Shopping Center in Walkersville, create the new you with one of our experienced, innovative stylists. David Salon will help you look and feel your absolute best. Color, waxing, facials, manicures, pedicures, and more. Men and women love David Salon. Call for an appointment today at 301-845-4050. That's 301-845-4050. Or check us out online at davidsalons.com. David's Salon is a proud sponsor of Frederick County High School athletics.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but also the busiest. During this joyous but hectic time, why don't you take a break by treating yourself to a good quality haircut? Gary the Barber is an experienced professional who prides himself in helping you to look your best for the holidays. Call Gary today at 301-305-7895. Conveniently located at 101 Tippin Drive in Thurmont. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Experience the holiday warmth and casual, friendly atmosphere of a real community barbershop. Gary the Barber accepts both appointments and walk-ins. Whether it's church or an office party, friends or family celebrations, Gary the Barber will have you looking your best this Christmas and into the new year. To schedule an appointment, call 301-305-7895. Gary knows your time is valuable. Remember, with an appointment, you don't have to wait. Gary the Barber, experienced, affordable, and convenient.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are broadcasting here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, the 3A state championship high school football game, a classic between the Linganore Lancers and the Franklin Indians. Franklin Indians prevailing 17-14. Of all of the athletes on the field, the improbable kicker making a clutch field goal with 2 seconds remaining in the game to seal the deal for Franklin. Great game by both teams, a lot of heart. couple of missed opportunities that I think the Lancers will look back and wish they had another chance at. But they fought till the very end, and I think other than a couple of big plays, really dominated this game.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It was a great game. It was an exciting game. You're right. It came down to the foot of the kicker. Earlier in the game, Lancers had a field goal, hit the upright, right? So that would have been 17-17. Lancers were knocking on the door at the end of the first half. They could have punched it in and scored there too. Things didn't necessarily go their way. They showed a lot of heart, a lot of poise, a lot of character tonight. Franklin as well. They fought back from adversity. We talked about giving up a big play. They gave up that one big pass play that put them in position to actually be there at the end to kick a field goal. What I'd really like to do, though, is point out a couple of things. I coached these kids. This senior class is the last class I had an opportunity to coach as freshmen, and I'd like to just call them out now because this is the end for most of them, their football careers. For all of them, it's the end of their high school career. So Joey Felton, Ryan Lay, Bennett Formulac, Colby Bannon, Mason Wills, Malik Summers, Jake Santis, Joseph Bromley, Davon Butler, Brian Rumberg, Michael Bromley, Dalton Jeffers, Dalton Pearl, Jackson Ambush, Matt Beakey, Chris Eastlake, Hope, Renee Baggio, Adam Cooper, Kyle Keeney, Trey Briscoe, all seniors, all left their heart and soul out here on the football field tonight. I'm not taking away anything from any of the other players that were on the field, but I'd like to just pay a special tribute to them. I'm really proud of all they've accomplished. I told them when they were freshmen, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. They've shown that they have the talent. They've shown that they work hard, and that's why they're able to play in this game 2 years in a row.
No, and for the Lancers, the storied program, sometimes winning and losing with dignity kind of epitomize what a program's about. And as the Lancers walk off the field, they're not, their heads aren't being held. They're holding their heads high walking off the field because they know that, they played as hard as they could, what epitomizes Coach Connor's team and his program. Unfortunately, you had said early on that it comes down to the ability to capitalize on the opportunities that you have. And there were just too many opportunities where the Lancers either didn't score when they were inside the 1 yard line. They had another opportunity where they had an open receiver downfield and they just couldn't connect. And another opportunity where they, had a field goal where if they would have been 3 or 4 yards closer, which they were on the previous play, it probably would have been good. And unfortunately, it hit the crossbar in the first half. All those opportunities, are opportunities missed. And in a tight game against a very good team, Franklin's been in all these state finals for a reason as well. They beat the defending state champion Linganore Lancer and the defending state runner-up Milford Mill to get here. So hats off to the Franklin Indians on an outstanding season and playing a game to the best of their ability today. Got to tell you, Tom, I don't think if they went into overtime that they would have had much energy to continue to compete at the level they were.
Yeah, I think it goes to overtime, and Linganore definitely is the team that, they proved it in the second half. Other than that big play that put them in position to score at the end, Linganore dominated the second half of this football game. They just weren't able to capitalize on some of the opportunities that they created for themselves. When they were driving the ball, they would run into an issue early on. Instead of being 2nd and 7, 2nd and 5, whatever, it ended up being 2nd and 15. Sometimes it's hard to rebound from that, but they pulled together and they made this game exciting right down to the end. Both teams, I thought, played with dignity, played with heart, played with pride, left everything they had on the football field. The Franklin side, those guys were out there completely exhausted, coming off with injuries, coming back in the game and just playing their hearts out to win a football game. The unfortunate thing is you get this far, one team has to lose. Tonight it was Linganore.
And the Lancers have played a great season, other than the game against Oakdale, where things just didn't fall very much in their favor. The Lancers had gotten to the state championship game by thoroughly dominating their opponents, and Franklin proved to be a very formidable foe.
Yeah, without a doubt. They have talent all across the football field. They're big, they're fast, they're strong. They deserve the state championship. They played the best game they needed to play to win 17-14 on the biggest stage in their high school career. So hats off to Franklin. Also hats off to Linganore for an excellent job all season long. And just, I'm proud of all those guys. I'm proud of the coaching staff. I think they all do a great job in the community. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Linganore back here again. This program is just so strong. And again, like the article said in the Frederick News Post today, every kid that comes up through youth football, and we had 2 Super Bowls in youth football at the Lulia level this year, wants to play for Coach Connor. They want to win for Coach Connor because they know how much he cares. A good coach isn't a good coach until the players know how much he cares.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, then that will conclude our broadcast. Congratulations to Coach Anthony Burgos and the Franklin Indians. The final score here in the 3A state final game at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The Franklin Indians 17, the Linganore Lancers 14. This is Cool 1450 WTHU. Michael Reinick, Tom Jeppe signing off. Michael Betteridge, our producer. Thank you, Michael, for allowing us to do these games. We enjoy being in the booth, getting to see this great competition at the high school level. And thank you to Will Burns, who made sure that your video coincided with our broadcast. This game will be uploaded to WTHU.org, and you can enjoy the synchronized video and broadcast very soon. So once again, signing off from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium on behalf of Cool 1450 WTHU. This is Michael Reinick saying thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you some Frederick County High School basketball as the winter basketball season comes around.
Shannon, you can draw the shades. This one's over.